Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Pick a Side podcast. My name is Andrew Velez. I'm here with River Brown and Mr. Joel Dells. No Joel Moran today. He's at the Green Bay Packers game versus River Brown's Philadelphia Eagles. On today's episode, we'll be discussing the AFC and NFC Playoff Picture, talking about whether Bo Nix is holding back Denver Broncos, even if that's a real question, I suppose. Brian Daboll gets fired, and a little bit of NBA towards the end of the show. Before we get into it, gentlemen, how are we doing today? River Brown, how are you doing
How
today?
you feeling, Riv?
He
Game
ducked
time.
me. He ducked me.
He did duck you.
He ducked.
He did.
It
Again.
just no matter what happens, he ducked me. I don't want him to come in on Wednesday or Thursday. Oh yeah, my pack. You ducked me. That's just God honest truth. You've ducked the smoke all year. You know, you stopped running your mouth after week one. Me, I've standed firm. I've standed confident. The moment, no matter how many losses we have, lost to the Giants, I ran my mouth. We lost to Denver, ran my mouth. You know what I'm saying? We beat Tampa, I ran my mouth. It doesn't really matter what happens. I will continuously run my mouth. So he ducked me, but I'm excited. This is arguably game of the year. Like the hype, the expectations, the star power. Well, star power on our side. And then just with, them having Micah, so now that brings a different vibe to the game, and it's in Lambeau, the arguably the greatest arena in sports history, definitely in football, one of the most historic for sure. I'm excited. We are 9-0 after the bye. So I'm pretty excited. We got some new pieces. Jair will not be suiting up. He's still trying to implement the defense, but we got Quintanamo Bay, and there's really nobody on that wide receiver core that really moves us too much. And we got a winner. We got a Super Bowl champion. So, I'm excited, though. I'm pretty excited for this game.
I respect that. You do have a very talented mouth, that's for sure. But, Mr. Dells, congratulations. You're celebrating Victory Monday for a second week in a row after making headlines with all the trades. It didn't matter. Getting to the WCOM. Congratulations, Mr. Dells.
Feels good. We haven't lost a game in a month now. Believe it or not, New York Jets have not lost in a month because we had a bye last week. Yeah, no, it's big. Riv, before what's your score prediction for today's game?
A little ugly game. I'm gonna go 21-16.
21-16. So you're locking up defensively.
That's what we do to them. I mean, I don't think any game has gone over. I think maybe one time it was like a garbage time TD, but for the most part, games have been pretty ugly when we play Green Bay.
Yeah, that's true. What was the playoff game?
I think it ended up being like 28-17, but it was like 21 something for a while. You can fact check me though. I know it was
Like it was the closest not close game in NFL history.
Yes. Yeah. 100%. Nobody felt Green Bay was ever winning that game.
No.
As long as that guy's at the quarterback, nobody was stressed. That was for sure. I'm taking my shots because you guys took some shots at my quarterback. Whoa. On some short form content. That was egregious. I leave and you guys go ahead. Bo Nix will never be the answer. That was egregious. So you know what? Jordan Love, I don't have any love for you tonight.
Drew, I didn't say anything.
I don't know. It felt targeted. It felt like as soon
as what happened was we were going through content. Joel just randomly said, I had something. I have something that just popped in my brain. He just randomly said it to me, and I was like, okay. And he was like, just follow me. We're like, okay. And then he just proceeded to go, Bo Nix this, Bo Nix. And I'm just looking, and Dell was like, fuck it. Dell started going, and I'm just like, you guys have said
And then
enough.
I look at Rib, and Rib's like, y'all said it all. I'm like, oh, he's always
like, what do I need to say?
That's my brother.
I'm wanting you to pick a damn side, man.
I'm not.
He has picked this side. He has picked this side. And
Rib, you picked your Bo Nix side?
I didn't hear you.
You picked your Bo Nix side?
I trust in Bo. I trust in Bo, man. You guys are rude.
I have respect for you, Mr. River Brown, for standing 10. I have respect for Joel Moran because he stayed on that side. You, on the other hand, Joel, I swear to God,
what side has
something
Joel
about
stood
you
on?
rubs me the wrong fucking way.
Joel went back and forth on Bo Nix.
Giving Joel a pass is nuts.
No, ain't nobody giving him a pass. He's chosen his side. He hates Bo Nix. That's been obvious. He changed his mind one time on draft night. He was here. And then after that, he's hated Bo Nix since.
Nothing happened for him to change his mind.
He has never, ever given Bo Nix his praise. Nothing. You, on the other hand, You're a fucking chancla. One day you love Bo Nix. One day you hate Bo Nix. One day he's a franchise quarterback. The other day, I don't know how you can move on with him. He's holding the Denver Broncos back. I'm just saying, at least he has dignity and respect to stand on that side. You, who I expect more out of, continue to switch sides.
You keep saying this. I feel like I've been pretty consistent for maybe a month now that I'm not in.
So you're not in.
I've said this for multiple weeks, if not a month.
Mr. River Brown, he's made that very crystal clear that he's not in.
He capped. He just capped.
He just lied.
It wasn't. It hasn't been a month.
Riv,
hasn't been a month.
You know why? I know I'm not lying. I said maybe it has been a month. Maybe it's been 2 or 3 weeks. I said, you know what? I've gone back and forth. I'm out on Bo Nix.
For sure.
Andrew Velez looked me in the eyes and said, "You're a dumbass."
Yeah, no.
That's how I know it's been a minute.
No, Drew. I'll say this.
Drew looking at me, calling me a dumbass, and I'm watching Bo Nix playing and not feeling like a dumbass.
Dels, I'll say this, Dels. You at first you were going back and forth. I don't know if it's been a month, but you have said it for like the past week or two. You're like, yeah, I'm out. But it ain't been a month. I'll say that you was a little skeptic. You're like, I don't know. I don't know. Drew was very upset about that. And then you finally gave him an answer, and then he was just like, "Yo, you're a dumbass."
He was even more upset when I gave him the answer.
He was
I don't even remember that. I don't remember that. Whatever. No. So fine. You're out. And I'm fine with that. I'm completely fine with that.
Fuck him, Drew.
Fuck him. Me and you, Riv.
Fuck him.
We know what happens when it's me and you. We're usually on the right side of history.
We win on this side. We win.
We do. We're known exactly. You know what? I wouldn't expect a loser to understand what it feels like to actually have a quarterback who knows how to win football games.
Yeah,
Jets
2-0 my last 2 games.
Congratulations. We're on a 7-game heater. Stop talking to me.
We have a Super Bowl playoff wins at the end of the year, brother.
We have a Super Bowl.
We're gonna have the same amount of playoffs. Keep that same energy.
Don't forget, Rib. I picked y'all. This guy didn't.
I'm Ramley. You know that.
No, let me tell you. Let me tell you what Dell said during the This guy Dells is so funny. He says some shit I haven't heard him say in weeks, months. He said, "Yo, I'm going with the Ramley, big Ramley." Hasn't said it in months.
Shit off in the short form. I can't just say shit. I can't just say something every once in a while.
See, and just like that, he wins me back.
Bro.
Just like that, he
so
wins me
funny,
back.
bro.
But the thing is, I've never disliked the Rams. Just the year they went to the Super Bowl, me and Drew were here. It's not that we fell off them. It's just that was a special run.
It was, man.
I ain't heard him say Ramley in so long.
That's how easy it is. I could just forget about all the nonsense. You say Ramley, and it's just like,
hey, next week's gonna be tough because Ramley's going up against the Seahawks, and I do not know who I'm taking in that game.
Shit, I don't blame you, honestly, the way that they're playing.
That's gonna be fun.
I feel like that segues perfectly into our first topic of the show, unless you gentlemen want to shoot the shit a little bit more. I'm cool with that. Nevertheless, first topic of the show, we're going to discuss the AFC and NFC playoff picture, ultimately deciding our mid-season who's going to win the Super Bowl, the bracket as it stands right now. We'll start off with the NFC because you mentioned the Rams and you mentioned the Seahawks. The Seahawks are right now where we stand, the number 1 team in the NFC with a 7-2 record. Number 2, Philadelphia Eagles. Before Monday Night Football, the Eagles are 2, the Packers are 3. That could very well change after tonight.
No, it won't.
But it could very well stay the same. Mr. River Brown, I'm with you 100%. Number 4, we have the Buccaneers. Number 5, the LA Rams with the same record as the Seahawks. Seahawks right now just have the tiebreaker. Number 6, the Lions. And number 7, the Chicago Bears. As of right now, we have every team from the NFC North in the playoffs. Kind of nuts, except for the Minnesota Vikings, of course. We have 3 teams representing the NFC North. Very impressive. But in this situation that the Seattle Seahawks get the first round bye. First round matchup, we have the Eagles versus the Chicago Bears. Not even thinking about it. Not even thinking about it.
Yo, I'll say this. That's a fire NFC card. Let me say that. Like just the whole 1 through 7, that was fire. Like we're getting outside of maybe Chicago, we're getting banger after banger. I mean, that's elite.
But let me also say this. Do you think these 7 teams are the 7 teams that will make the playoffs? Dels, I'll start with you.
I went through and I did my 1 through 7. The seeding hasn't changed much. Mm-hmm. I do think it's going to be between the Seahawks and Rams for the 1 seed. The Eagles could be in the conversation, but their schedule is more difficult than the Rams and the Seahawks. but they still play each other twice, Seattle and LA. So depending on that goes, if they split, which I would assume so, but if one team could take both, now they're really in the driver's seat. But I do feel like these are going to be the 7 teams. I think, to me, the 6 locks are Seahawks, Eagles, Packers, Bucks, Rams, Lions. It feels incredibly
100%.
unlikely that goes a different way. It's really up to that 7 spot. Can the Vikings get hot the last second half of the season? Can JJ start playing better? It's hard though to find another team outside of Minnesota, the Bears. I don't really trust the 49ers in their health situation right now. The Cowboys I just don't think good enough. So to me, it's going to come down to the Bears and the Vikings, but the Bears have 2-3 game lead right now. So these 7 feel pretty firm to me.
Yeah, I think you mentioned the Bears, Niners, and the Dallas Cowboys. Cowboys made a last ditch effort to bring in an not an all pro, but a Pro Bowl like player in Quinn Williams, over the trade deadline, which should help them defensively on that end. Secondary is still rough, very, very, very rough. Offense has its moments where it kind of sputters, but for the most part, Dallas is a shot in the dark, a dark horse, I'd say, to make the 7th seed. For me, it's between Chicago and the Niners. And I know the Niners have been banged up all year, but they've been able to gut out some W's. They had a W against the Rams where we all counted them out. They've been in some tough fights, and I know they're banged up a ton, but it's some luck might go their way. And with Chicago having one of the worst defenses in football, I just don't trust them on a week-to-week basis. Chicago, they're a very inconsistent team, and I think that offense can sputter at times. Caleb can be inconsistent too. But I'm with you, Dels. I think the first 6 are locked. I think the first 6 is going to be about seeding, where they're going to be for the most part, like you mentioned. Seattle and the Rams, who's going to finish the 1 seed? Can the Eagles continue this hot streak and propel to the number 1 seed, or will they drop to a 3rd? I think they'll lock the division. I think that's pretty clear. The Eagles will win the division, but where would they end up seeding wise? Don't sleep on Carolina. I think Carolina is another team that is getting a little bit hot. They may not be the most talented. I think what's the name? Derek Brown, Bryce Young. They got some guys out there that can lead that unit. They've been playing well lately. Rico Dotto has been looking like one of the best running backs in football. Don't sleep on Carolina. I think they're a sneaky dark horse team too that maybe not win the division, but they're not far off from Chicago. I don't know the schedule off the top of my head, but I think for the most part, the first 6, but that last 7 could be Chicago, the Niners, Carolina, dark horse, probably Dallas.
See, I was ready to give love to Carolina until they look like absolute dog shit against the New Orleans Saints. It's just you don't know what version you're going to get from the Panthers. One week you can get a week where they upset Green Bay. They can go out there and they could spank the Falcons. But then in a division game versus New Orleans Saints, who's been one of the worst teams in football, you go out there and you get your lunch money stolen. So I want to be with you, Riv. You understand that I love the Panthers. I'm a huge fan of Bryce Young, Rico Dowdle. We've been singing his praises. You have no choice but to. The fact that he's a top 5 rusher, nobody saw that coming. He's been an incredible story this year. It's just you don't know what version of the Panthers that you're going to get on a week-to-week basis. I think Chicago Bears, it's a very fraudulent 6-3. And I want to say that with respect because you had a very impressive comeback win versus the New York Giants. I'm not taking anything away from your W's, but you let up almost 40 points to the Cincinnati Bengals. You have a great comeback against the New York Giants, which hey, I'm not gonna say it was a bad W. Any W is a bad W.
That's a bad W.
You shouldn't have been in that position in the first place. And once Jackson Dart went out, that's kind of when you started to capitalize, and that's when you were able to take control of this game. And I want to give Caleb his flowers too. I thought he was very clutch down the stretch. I thought what was the biggest wow factor for me was his escapability and his ability with his legs, extending plays, getting first downs. That touchdown was obviously massive. I think his legs were a key part in them coming back and winning the ball game. He had some great throws too, but I feel like his legs were really what did it for that offense. And if he continues to put that part in his game and just clean up the accuracy, we understand who Caleb is. Listen, that's who you thought he would be. And this was a nice step in that direction. Still some miscues, nevertheless, positive signs, and you come away with the W. And listen, this is 2 straight games where The Bears have been clutch situationally. Caleb Williams was clutch last week versus the Cincinnati Bengals. Listen, he had to continue to go tit for tat with Cincinnati, and he answered the call against the Giants. The offense didn't look great for a majority, but then towards the end of the game when you needed him, Caleb stepped up. So I'll give the Bears their respect, but this record against a lot of teams that are very underwhelming, you have to beat who's on your schedule. I've been very adamant on that from the very beginning. You play who's on your schedule, but it's been an underwhelming 6-3. I'll say that. I like the Niners. Niners have played some good competition, and they've been the most banged up out of probably every team in not just the NFC, but the AFC as well. And they continue to be in games and win games. The Rams are a better team. And even still, the first time they met up, they were able to beat the Rams and upset them on prime time. In this game, the Rams were just better. They looked like the more complete team, both in the pass and in the run game. Defense looked solid at times, too. Did a great job of limiting Christian McCaffrey in this game. But the Niners are going to get Brock Purdy back inevitably. And Ricky Pearsall, who, listen, I don't know when he's going to be back. They're saying that the knee injury, he's still not at his normal speed, which is concerning to me. But you're going to get Brock Purdy back. You're most likely going to get Ricky Pearsall back at some point in time too. These are two huge pieces to the offense that could add another dimension. Of course, you have Kittle playing great football. CMC means as much as he does to both the rush and the passing offense. The defense being as banged up as it is kind of what's holding me back. But even still, I'm going to go in. I'm going to ride with Shanahan. I'm going to go with the guys that have been there and gone through the mud. So that last spot, I'm going to go with the San Francisco 49ers. But it's going to be a tough one. It's just going to be a matter of how healthy are they going to be? Is Purdy going to be back? Is he going to look the way that he looked prior to getting off the field? And Ricky Pearsall, is he going to look like the guy that he looked like, who looked like he was going to break out this season? What's up, Riv?
The Bears play the Vikings this week. So
big game.
Big
the
game.
49ers schedule is a lot easy. I have it up now. They both have 6 wins. The 49ers have Arizona next week, Carolina, Cleveland.
Winnable.
Those are their next 3. That feels 3
winnable
very
games.
possible.
Week 14 lose one of those.
You definitely can. Week 14 by Tennessee, week 15, at the Colts, week 16, Chicago, week 17, which could very well decide it, Seattle, week 18.
That's going to be a
movie. I feel
movie.
pretty confident that you have at least 3 wins, probably 4, good chance 5. This could be an 11-win team, and the Bears' schedule is definitely more difficult. This upcoming week, Vikings, Steelers, Eagles, Packers, Browns, Packers, 49ers, Lions.
Hey, if Chicago comes out of this schedule, they might be like legit.
But you also have to be moved. I agree with you, Riv. If they come out of that and it's like, hey, that Niners game decides who's that last wild card spot, hey, you can't say anything negative.
You got me.
It seems like Vikings and Steelers, I'll give them 1. Packers twice, best case scenario, you take 1. That's 2 wins, so you have 8. So you got to find a win against the Bears, which I think is possible. But then it's Eagles, 49ers, Lions, week 18. You got to find a way probably to get 2 wins if you really want to secure yourself in the playoffs.
That's true. Now let's run through this. Let's run through this bracket real quick, just for fun. So the Eagles will match up with the Bears. We move on with the Eagles, correct?
Yep.
We have the Packers matching up against the Lions. Packers being at home in this situation.
Oh,
do we see a repeat? Mr. Goff not in the dome. Dells.
I'll take the
Packers. I might
Packers.
lean Green Bay.
I'll take the Packers. If this was in Detroit and you get indoor Jared Goff in that offense. Also, it wasn't really reported a ton, but you had Dan Campbell taking over
calling plays.
And you saw them have a great showing. They did play the Commanders, so I don't want to get too ahead of myself. The Commanders' defense is dreadful, but Dan Campbell did have that offense moving. But I think being in Green Bay, we've seen Jared Goff's numbers in a dome versus outside the dome. I would take Green Bay.
Waymo, he's looking back.
Yeah, J-Mo had a great game.
Listen, you guys know me. I love my Lions, one pride. I would take the Lions, but you guys outbid me. I'm fine with that. And then we have the Buccaneers versus the Rams in this situation where the Rams are the 5 seed. Buccaneers secure a home game. This one could be an interesting one because the Buccaneers are always going to be a tough out. I would go with the Rams. I think the Rams are the better team. They are the healthier team as well, where we stand right now. I think the Rams are the better team. They can go on the road and beat the Buccaneers.
I'm with you.
We're at a point where we don't know what's going to happen with Bucky, too. No timetable for his return. Like, there's a world he just gets shut down. I know we're we're 2 months away realistically from this game happening, so who knows what happens. But it just feels like they have no idea what's going on with his injury because he's been out for, I think, going on 5 or 6 weeks. You didn't put him on IR, and he doesn't feel close to returning. So if you would have told me you get Bucky back, an explosive option to this offense, it would have been closer. But the Rams are playing like the best team in football right now. So even if they had Bucky, I don't know if it would do it.
Stafford's playing like an MVP, so I'd take the Rams, man. I think with the Bucks, like you mentioned, they've been so banged up and so injured. You don't know who's going to play for that matchup. I think with the Rams, the continuity is there. I trust Matthew Stafford on the road against damn near anybody in the league that's not Mahomes. So I would take the Rams.
Listen, it might be Sean Tucker's season in Tampa Bay, Dells. The real no, and I'm excited
Love
for
Sean
that.
Tucker.
So, listen, with that being said, and we reseed, the Seahawks would go on to play the Los Angeles Rams in the divisional round.
That's
Who
a fire game. I'm going with the Rams, though.
Tough. I think in a playoff setting, you have to take the Rams and what they've shown over the last few years. And also Seattle at home. We talk about this on the Pick'em. Seattle at home is not a good team. They're like a 500 team, and on the road, they're the best road team in football. But for whatever reason, they haven't been able to find that same magic when it comes to the 12th man like they've had in recent years. Man, the way Seattle plays is, we're going to talk about them in a little bit, but their offense is so fun, specifically their passing game. Their defense, they have one of the best defensive minds in the NFL. But I think you have to go with the experience and the history, and it's Matthew Stafford versus Sam Darnold. I would take the Rams.
What's Sam Darnold we getting in the playoffs? That's the thing.
It's kind of the only thing holding me back, respectfully, to Seattle, because this team is moving scary. This defense is incredible. One of the best units. If you said the best defense in football, you have a great argument. They've been playing great on all fronts, all levels, absolutely dismantled the Arizona Cardinals yesterday. And Sam Darnold in the passing offense from quarters 2 to 4, maybe not the cleanest performance, but in quarter 1, they dominated and they were able to get out to such a lead because of the defense that it kind of were, they were able to go into cruise control. But this was also a game where we kind of saw JSN, although he had such an amazing first quarter, look human in a way, because all of his production came in the first quarter, and second, third, and fourth. Again, Seattle was in such a,
they were blowing them out. Yeah,
they didn't have to do much, but you still are trying to put foot to neck, especially when you're going up against a division rival. So this was one of the first instances, albeit score was out of reach, where we saw a defense kind of take JSN out of a game plan in a later part of the game as well. So with that being said, maybe this come playoff time, we're ready and schemed up for Seattle. I think the defense for Seattle makes this a great game. Nevertheless, I'm with you. I'm going with the experience. Give me the LA Rams. On the other side, we have the Eagles going up against the Green Bay Packers. Eagles being home here. I think that round table where the three of us don't
they can't escape us.
Maybe Dells, because Dells, I don't know what side.
Dells, stay where you at. Stay where you at,
Rib,
Dells.
I told you I'm with Philly this year.
No, stop. Stop saying this year. Just stop saying this year. Say you changed your mind. We know you, Dells. You can say I changed my mind.
This is a 50-50 game. I think the Rams and Philly have been two of the three best teams, maybe the top 2 teams in football this year. Last year when they played, it went down to the wire. You know, the Rams made a crazy comeback at the end.
We're playing the Packers
again to the red zone.
This Eagles versus Packers.
Oh, my bad. I thought this was Eagles versus Rams.
That's why we were laughing, brother.
Dude, this is belt.
Bro, they can't escape us. Like there's no avenue where they can escape. No, it's Packers.
We don't gotta break nothing down. We don't gotta break nothing down.
You know, it's so funny you say this. I was like, it's the three of us here. Maybe if Mr. Moran were here, maybe he'd be screaming and yelling at us. Respect Jordan Love. You don't know anything about our defense.
We're driving down right now.
Yeah, no, you're marching. You're marching.
Like it's comfortably like marching. Like we're just, and we stopped them. Yeah.
Yep.
Seems like a normal,
I'm just gonna, especially come playoff time. Am I gonna trust Jordan Love? Realistically, am I? I don't know. Truthfully, I don't. But I know who I can trust, and that's the handsome one. We're going out with the Philadelphia Eagles. That means that the NFC Championship game would be the Eagles versus the Rams. Another playoff rematch. Who are you guys going with?
Well, I don't need to answer this. Trust me, I respect the hell out the Rams. I want to say that.
And we respect
the Rams. And I respect them a ton. They give us a tough matchup every time. But it just feels like we have their heart a little bit. And I believe that game would be in Philly.
Yeah.
I don't know any team that can go in, walk into Philly and come out with a W in the playoffs so far. I'll take Philly.
Like I was saying when we were talking about the Packers.
There we go.
This is the matchup of the year. This is NFC Championship. This is two of the three best teams in the NFC. I think Seattle has made their way in there, but we just took the Rams. I feel like the equity Philly has built up over the last couple of years, especially being at home. It doesn't matter who they're playing, doesn't matter where they're playing. They're a team that finds ways to win. And it's not like the Rams don't. You know what I mean? They've been one of the best teams in football themselves, but we saw what happened last year. You know, that was, again, a game that Philly was dominating early. The Rams made a comeback in the fourth quarter, really in the second half. The snow was coming down. It was crazy, the weather, everything that was going on. Philly found a way to make a play at the end of the game. And when I look at Philly right now, really depend on how this offense looks, because if the offense looks like it's looking right now in this first quarter and looks like how it has for the last 2 weeks before the bye week, you're looking at an offense that all of a sudden should be like a top 10-ish unit in football. With that said, I think I'll take the Eagles here.
Okay, I respect that. Now I will ride with the Ramley. I will say, last two meetings, Philadelphia has gotten the better of them, and especially in the game this year in the regular season, where the Rams get out to a crazy lead. They're up 19 points at one point of the game, and the Eagles just started marching back, and we started seeing their offense look like the offense that we expected. Jalen Hurts was excellent in that second half, but the Rams this year, their offense. Yikes, not great. Not great whatsoever. The offense has been for the LA Rams the best in football. Number one success rate for their rush game, which we don't even talk about because their passing game has been so elite this season with the combination of Puka Nacua and Devontae Adams. Puka Nacua, who's emerging as one of the league's best wide receivers in this league, and Devontae Adams, who is Devontae Adams and will one day be a Hall of Fame wide receiver. There's just so much talent on this offense. And on the defensive side, this isn't the same Philadelphia Eagles offensive line. It's great. Do not get me wrong, but that interior of that offensive line is a bit of a weakness. You can get out of them. Yeah, no, not great. Not great at all. Not great at all, Rick. Not great. And this defense for the Rams, the one weakness will be that secondary. I think they did a great job at the deadline, at least trying to get help and try and solidify that. Nevertheless, I think that there's just so much firepower with this offense. This isn't the same level Philadelphia Eagles defense that we saw last year. It is a road game. It is tough, but it's Matthew Stafford. It's one of the best offense, if not the best offense in football. I'm going to go with the Ramley going on to the Super Bowl. Now let's go over.
Riv, that's 2 years, brother. It's 2 years. Last year was the Super Bowl. This year, NFC Championship game. We're going to allow this?
Listen, I'm honest. I don't run from it. I don't say, oh, my God, Philadelphia, my favorite team. They're the best. Oh, my God, I love them so much.
So why'd you say, Riv, when it's me and you, we win. Riv, me and you, Philly D. I'm not mad at Drew.
I never switched on the handsome
one. I'm mad at you, Riv.
Listen, I'll say this. The Rams, this is why it's different with him.
Because it's the Rams and it pulls that.
You chose Dels.
You're too soft.
You chose an enemy. That's what you did.
No, you make an enemy out of me somehow, some way, no matter what.
You looked at me
with this shit, and I'm fed up with it.
Dels, you looked me in my face, and you said, "Yo, statistically, Eagles ain't even going back. So fuck it, I got the Packers." That's what you said. That's what you said. You said you got the field. With Drew said week 1 last year, I'm taking the Chiefs no matter what. He made that vow early. He didn't even know we were gonna be there week 1. Only I did. No, you didn't. You were sitting there. You were sitting there letting Joel talk about, the Bengals might be better. Like you was letting him do that.
That was like week 3.
Yeah, you let him. You let him talk about the bum ass Bengals.
You were mid for 5 weeks.
I was
supposed to defend you. You were mid.
We were hurt. You don't let things marinate. You don't let things marinate. You don't let that. That's your problem.
You
jumped the gun. You jumped the gun, and that's your fault. And now you're out. I'm sorry.
Look, you tried to have that turn on us, and it turned back on you. You fucking.
I'm never gonna win here. It's fine.
No.
We need John on this podcast more. That's who we need. We need more John and less of this.
He really just fumbled. We could have scored.
No, it was bad. It was bad. Now let's move on to the AFC picture. Now, where we stand right now, the Indianapolis Colts are in first place because of a Mickey Mouse leverage call that got them a W versus my Denver Broncos. My Broncos are number 2 right now with an 8-2 record. The Patriots also with an 8-2 record sit at number 3. We have the Steelers for now at 5-4, sitting at the 4 seed. We have the Chargers with a W over them last night at number 5 with a record of 7-3. The Bills at 6-3. And right now, where we stand, Kansas City sits at number 8, and the Jaguars are number 7 because of their win at prime time. With a record of 5-4.
All I'm saying is this. Don't let the Chiefs not miss the playoffs. I am going to be so annoying for 4 straight weeks. Don't let them miss the playoffs. Because all I heard was 3-4 weeks ago, a lot of dick riding. Rashee Rice coming back. Oh, this is going to be an electric offense. Oh, my God. Look, we just watched the Bills defense get shredded. That same Bills defense went out there, locked up Rashee Rice and Xavier Worthy in them. So all I'm saying, and I agree with you, Dels. In theory, right now, the Chiefs should make the playoffs. What seed they're going to be, I don't know. But they'll make the playoffs. But Dels, don't let them not.
They're making the playoffs. It's the Chiefs.
Don't let them
real conversation to me, I think, is the Colts. Because I do think they're going to win the division because they have a sizable lead between them and Houston and Jacksonville. And Houston and Jacksonville are just kind of mid. But right now they have the 1 seed. I don't think they're going to end up the 1 seed.
Ooh.
Their rest of season schedule, it really doesn't get much more difficult than the Colts, who very well, and I was rooting for it. First of all, I don't know why Colts fans are mad at me rooting for them to lose. The Jets have their 2026 first round pick. They were making it seem like I was rooting against Sauce or something, when in reality I was like, I just have your first. So the more likely you don't get the 1 seed, the better it becomes for me. But anyway, the Colts rest of season schedule. They're coming off this win overseas, but by week 11, Kansas City week 12, Houston week 13, Jacksonville week 14. Okay, 2 divisional games, but 2 tough defenses. Seattle week 15, you have the Niners week 16, and you end the season again with Jacksonville and Houston. I don't think they're going 4-0 in their division. Could they go 3-1? Could they go 2-2? Sure. But those out-of-division games at KC, at Seattle, versus San Francisco, those are 3 really, like two of those are 2 of the best teams in football. And then you have San Francisco, who at that point should have Brock Purdy, should have Ricky Pearsall. Shit, maybe they have Brandon Ayuk by then. Who knows? But their rest of the schedule, it gets really difficult here.
So who do you think has the 1 seed?
I had
it out loud.
New England Patriots as the number 1 seed.
I knew it.
Denver Broncos number 2.
Fraud. Because of a light schedule?
Broncos the 2 seed. Because the Pats' rest of the season schedule is light. The fact that they got past Tampa Bay was like their toughest opponent. They have Buffalo one more time, but the fact that they got over this, they have now 2 games up on Buffalo, plus already beating them once. I think it's crazy, but I have the Pats number 1 seed in the AFC.
I don't think it's that crazy when you look at the schedule. I think it makes sense.
But just saying it out loud, it's just like, because they're 8-2, but they don't feel like, they feel good, but they don't feel like we didn't have them in our top 10 power rankings, right? And we're all saying like, yeah, they get the 1 seed. That's
fair.
why I say it's crazy.
I think with the Colts, I'm going to give them a little bit of faith because I think they can win these games. I think they have a high-powered offense in terms of their rush. First of all, JT's been on a mission. He's been looking like the best player in football. Like, that's how good he's been. I mean, he absolutely went overseas and fucked them. I mean, that was just different. Like, 244 yards. Like, two TDs. Like, just different. Like 3 TDs. Was it 3? Yeah, 3 TDs. Like just different.
4 games with 3 touchdowns or more.
Yeah, I mean he's gonna break LT's record, and I think with the way he's been playing and how you have to sell out on him, if Daniel Jones can just be steady and can be consistent and hit those guys, you got Sauce now on this defense, so the defense should get slightly better.
Well, who do they have?
Sauce. I called him Sauce. He's now no longer on the Jets. I respect him. But like I think the Colts can win some of these games. Listen, we talk about the Chiefs. I don't think they're this juggernaut. Like I think the Colts can go in there and beat the Chiefs. I've seen the Jags do it. I've seen the Bills do it. I don't think the Colts are this wash-away team that can't do it. You know, I think they can do it. Can the Chiefs win every game in the world? Absolutely. but they've shown a little bit of vulnerability this year where they can lose to some teams. I think that's fair to say. This is not the same old walk you down Chiefs like we've seen in prior years. This is a Chiefs team that can lose. And when you have like a team like the Colts where you're looking at that wide receiving core, I'm sorry, we love Rashee Rice on this podcast. He's a good wide receiver. When you have Sauce Gardner on the other end, you're like, yo, this ain't nothing to really
We'll
be
take our
scared about.
chances.
Yeah, we like our chances. Now we got JT and these boys over here. Now try to stop us on the under end. I think the Colts is playing with extreme confidence.
So
That's how I feel personally.
I don't want to cut you off, Riv, but
You
these
did.
last 2 weeks from the Colts, the Steelers game, this Falcons game, the turnovers, the sacks, do they bother you at all? You think it's just they'll get back to where they are?
I don't think Kansas City has the pass rushing talent of the Steelers. Granted, their defense hasn't been all world, but you still have TJ Watt. You still have Alex Highsmith. You know what I'm saying? And then with the Falcons, they've shown in moments abilities to wreck games defensively. Like they've shown that. Like they wrecked. They beat Buffalo, who had one of the best offensive lines in football, and they completely dominated that game. And of course, they have the games where they don't score against the Panthers. You know what I'm saying? There's that out. Like there's games where we've talked about it. Atlanta shows you a new them every week. They show you that they're good, then they show you that they're bad. With Kansas City, I think they can 100% win the game. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is I think the Colts I think with the Chiefs, it's not the same, damn, they look unbeatable. It's, no, we still feel confident in our group that we can beat these teams. Am I a little bit concerned? Absolutely. But I think they have one of the most beautiful safety blankets. And I can speak from this because we had that last year, and that was Saquon Barkley. And the Colts have that in JT. And it's a beautiful safety blanket
Makes
that you can't stop
easier. Yeah, it
So-
makes
yo,
offense a
just-
lot easier when you got the best running back.
Give
in
him the
football,
ball.
great
The
offensive
first
line,
down, second down. Give him the ball. It's 3rd and 3. All I got to do is hit this little short slant. We're moving.
Yeah.
Change
Most of the
moves.
time it's a first down too. You don't even see third down.
Yeah, like this shit different.
I will say the AFC this year has been shocking, to say the least. Dels, I don't hate your New England Patriots at number one. When you look at their record, the fact that they have Miami again to end the season, they have the Jets
They have
twice.
the Jets twice. Yeah.
Yeah, next week and week
There's
17.
11 wins right there before we say anybody else's name.
100% at Cincinnati. I'll give Cincinnati the
Don't
fact
sleep.
that they're home.
When is
Maybe
it?
Joe Burrow, the
I was gonna
23rd.
say,
It's
December
the
23rd? November.
Yo,
No,
real
November
shit.
23rd.
Flacco look
Okay.
better.
So they're saying Joe Burrow looks like he could be back sooner. I feel like this would be the soonest possible. Even still with Joe Burrow back, the way that they're playing offense, the way that Drake May has been playing football, now Travion Henderson, maybe he becomes a factor in the offense. Let me not even throw that out there because Mike Vrabel might be listening and put him on the bench. Nevertheless, that's a game where you look at it and think, hey, Patriots should win this game against the Giants. Patriots should win this game. Buffalo, I think Buffalo wins this game. Do Buffalo look like this dominant team that they've been in years past? No, but I think they understand this is desperation time. You lost your first go around. You need this one. You are home. The Patriots are home in this game. It's going to be a really, really huge momentum swing for them in their own right. But I think Buffalo needs this one to even have their chance at competing for the division. It's going to be tough to steal 2 from the Bills this year. But the Bills, you don't know what version you're getting. Like we said last week, the Bills show up and rise up for the Kansas City Chiefs every time they link up. But then you have a week like this week where you just take your foot off the gas against Miami, a team that we all understand that they are better than, and you allow Miami to go ahead and take your lunch money and win that game. And honestly, I don't want to say dominate you, but they were in control of that game the entire time. There was never a time where the Bills were able to be comfortable.
They dominated them, bro.
No, the Dolphins from start to finish, it was
real
their
belt.
game.
It was embarrassing.
And I saw Joel tweeting, getting his tweets off.
Bro,
I know you guys
can't tell me that first Tua pick wasn't
I know you saw that Tua Tagovailoa throw, Riv.
Then I gave him praise.
Throw, Riv. Shut up.
Then I gave him praise. Drew, that first pick wasn't nuts.
You're allowed. It's the start of a game. Who cares?
Dude, he threw it. It was in the air for like 5 minutes.
When you
It's not how you start, it's how you finish.
When you dot up and effortlessly throw a 50-yard dime piece for a TD, and then Devon Achane out the backfield, you can't stop a nosebleed. That Buffalo Bills defense is cheeks. Yeah, that's what's going to happen. So Miami, great W. Nevertheless, back to the conversation at hand. You don't know what you're going to get with the Buffalo Bills. For that, Dels, I like it, and I agree. I do believe the number 1 seed crazy is going to be the New England Patriots. I'm going to have my Broncos at 2, albeit I don't love our schedule either. We do have to face these twice. We do have to face, to end the season, the LA Chargers. That could decide the division right there. We have the Packers, the Las Vegas Raiders. It's always going to be a game with them no matter what. I like us in a dome a little bit better. No 35-mile-an-hour winds that can impact throwing on both sides, Bo Nix or Geno Smith. Just throwing that out there, and maybe a little bit of context for those that didn't have that for the short-form content that was thrown out there. And then against Jacksonville, I promise you I'm not concerned. I promise you I'm not concerned.
They just blew a lead to the Davis Mills.
Because some people come back from leads, some people blow leads. I'll let you decipher who's who. Nevertheless, this is a tough schedule for my Broncos, and this is going to be in games where for the next 2 weeks, most likely, no PS2. We're going to see what our defense is really made of. Nevertheless, I do have Broncos at number 2. Number 3, I'm going to ride with the Indianapolis Colts. I still do believe in them to win this division. I think that that's comfortable, but I think they do fall off a little bit. The offense, as long as JT's playing this way, you still have to feel like it's a super safe floor. Turnovers last 2 weeks with Daniel Jones, not the greatest, albeit one unlucky one in this game, but it's not what you were accustomed to seeing in the first 8 weeks of this season. You just kind of have to get back to just playing safe football for if you're Daniel Jones. Alec Pierce, Dells, I'll give you your flowers. A great catch, a great game overall. Pittman's looking great this season. They have great depth. We understand that. And the defense should get considerably better week to week with Sauce Gardner being integrated into it. I do like the Colts at 3. Number 4, I feel like we're all going to go with the Ravens. Nobody cares for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Defense, we're thinking that it's back. We're thinking after the way that it looked against Indianapolis, making Daniel Jones look human again, making Jonathan Taylor look human again. You go out there and you absolutely look amazing, best you looked all season, and then the week after you lay a dud against the Chargers, whose offensive line's right now all on the IR. And Justin Herbert looks like the Justin Herbert we saw for the first 3 weeks of the season. So that's where I'm out on Pittsburgh. It's been tough to see. I still think they'll get their 9 wins because that's who Pittsburgh is. But the Ravens last couple of weeks have looked like the Baltimore Ravens we were expecting. Defense looking great. Lamar Jackson, maybe not the best statistical game, but taking care of the football, moving the ball down the field, big-time scores down the end. Mark Andrews has been efficient these last couple of games as well. Give him his praise. Derrick Henry, I'm monitoring because it hasn't been the Derrick Henry that we're accustomed to. And I get Lamar hasn't been on the field, and that's the 1-2 punch, but he hasn't been the king that we've been accustomed to seeing. But I still will go with the Ravens going at that 4 spot. I think the Chargers are the top spot for the wild card. Number 6, I think the Buffalo Bills lock it. And number 7, there's no way in hell the Jaguars make the playoffs. I'm going to go with of course, Kansas City Chiefs, as much as I may not like it.
Yeah, I have the same 7 teams, Pats, Broncos, Colts, Ravens in terms of division winners, Bills, Chiefs, Chargers in terms of wild card teams. Out of this, I guess we'll talk about it in the next segment, so we don't have to talk about it yet. But yeah, you have the same 7, Riv?
They slept, Drew. Me and you. 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago, when they got Rashid Rice back, shit was all cute and pretty. Oh, the Chiefs are gonna win the division again. Bro, we don't.
The division was always.
What we don't do is we don't fumble. We don't fumble, and we don't run away. We don't duck. Denver, division winners. Of course, I got them. Fuck else am I gonna have? The Chargers? No. The Chiefs? They just stop it. No. Denver. That's it.
I will say,
if the Jags make the playoffs, I'm gonna be aggravated.
They're not. We don't have to worry about the Chiefs. Them having the tiebreaker over the Chiefs,
brother,
it's hilarious.
I want it to be known. I'm rooting for it. I'm rooting for the Jacksonville Jaguars to make the playoffs over the Chiefs.
Me too.
But just being honest, the Jaguars really making the playoffs.
They just make it so hard on themselves.
They're just not good, man.
Wait, guys, remember when the Broncos played against the Texans and it was like, oh my God, Broncos are in a close game with Davis Mills. How? It's Davis Mills.
You also just didn't move the ball for the whole game. Jacksonville moved the ball, then they just choked.
They moved the ball until they didn't.
Yeah, that's
for sure. Listen, I'm not here going to defend Jacksonville by any means.
They also had a punt return touchdown. So let's relax, okay? They had a punt return touchdown.
They still put up 22.
That shit was lit, though.
22, we're happy?
I'm just saying they had more success moving the ball than Denver did. And that's not Houston's defense is awesome. We were just more upset with Denver's offense just couldn't do shit. And I know they're great defense.
And what about Davis Mills dotting up a great Jaguars defense?
Oh. Who called it great?
Davis Mills looked good. Davis Mills looked really good.
Who called that defense great?
Well, Davis Mills did not look good against y'all.
No, because we're like that.
No, he was dog
There's
shit.
levels.
Yeah.
There's levels to it. Nevertheless, let's run through this really quick now. So with the 1 seed in our world, now we have the New England Patriots at the top.
Whoa. We can't change that up. Who's the 1 seed today?
Cook, you know what, Riv? Let me apologize to you right now.
We can't do that. We got to give him fair. Yeah, we got to be fair.
As we stand right now, that means KC not in the playoff picture.
Oh my God.
We have to be fair. We have to be fair.
Don't make the rules.
We have to be fair.
As it stands right now, they're not in the playoffs.
We got to be, listen, Dels, I get it, but we got to be fair. We have to be consistent. We did that for the NFC. We have to do it for the AFC.
But we're also being fair. The NFC is a lot better and a lot more concise as opposed to the AFC.
But we all think Philly getting the 1 seed. We didn't fix that.
I do believe that the Philadelphia Eagles have a strong chance at the 1 seed. I also believe that the Ramley, you can't count them out for the 1 seed.
We just let Seattle sit at 1. That's all I'm saying.
I'm fine with this so long.
We can switch Kansas City and the Jags. Let's just do that.
Let's switch Kansas City and the Jags. Let's also switch the Steelers and the Ravens. Who says no?
I'm with it. I am with it. We make the damn rules.
All right, let's get evil.
Sorry,
let's get evil. Bro. Let's have fun. Let's get evil.
The Steelers looked one of the worst they've ever looked last night. Rodgers,
delay a game. Punt the ball, nigga.
Rodgers looked horrendous. He really looked bad yesterday.
I was always right.
Okay, so in this world,
who's better right now, Aaron Rodgers or Joe Flacco? No bullshit.
Joe Flacco.
Talk. That's the point. He's done. You lose your Hall of Fame status after that.
Oh my God.
He's done.
Calm down. You're going crazy.
Aaron Rodgers last year in Green Bay or Joe Flacco right now? Be straight with me.
Flacco's hooping right now, but the offense, the team is just so dumb. The Bengals team is just dumb.
It is.
They have they have the two of the best receivers in football, a defense that can't stop nobody, and an offensive mind. And Zach Taylor's just like, throw the ball 50 times and let's see what happens. And
let me ask you a question, because I wanted to ask you a question about that, because I was watching the Minnesota game and I was visibly hurting, like I was visibly in pain, because why is it that Joe Flacco understands the assignment and JJ McCarthy doesn't? Like, why is it that the offense on Cincinnati knows, hey, we have Jamar Chase. Let's just throw him the ball 20 to 25 times and he'll get 10 to 15 of them. And Minnesota's like, yeah, no, we have Jettas, but we don't really want to do that. We want to throw the ball to Naylor and Jordan Addison. Who looks
better to you, JJ McCarthy or Joe Flacco?
I was going to say, Riv, you're answering your question.
Even a blind kitten will know to throw it to that direction.
All right, dude. He had 12 targets yesterday.
I don't care.
How many catches did he have?
Not a lot.
I want 20. One of them was a target in a double coverage, and he just threw it.
And
he gave up one like Jetta slipped.
No, he tripped. Yeah. He didn't give up. He tripped.
That one that the pick happened, yes.
No, it was a pick where he threw it in a double, and Malachi Stark just said, yo, this shit mine.
Yeah. No, he had a couple really bad.
No one's going to defend it, but Jet also did have 12 targets. And I also will say that there's levels. There's levels now, and it's not no 1A, 1B no more, Riv. It's not no 1A, 1B no more. We know who the real one is.
Yo, if we had Joe Flacco over here, oh, my God, we'd be swimming.
Probably.
Shit, if we even had Michael Penix, he know who to get a ball to. Drake London get that shit every time.
And Michael Penix sucks.
You're cooking, and Penix is not good.
That's what I'm like. He's like, what's up? That's all I'm saying.
So let's stay on topic. Let's wrap this up. So at the 1 seed, we have the Indianapolis Colts getting the bye. The 2 seed, we have the Denver Broncos going up against the Kansas City Chiefs.
What we doing, gang?
I'm taking the Chiefs.
We know you are. You're no fun.
Dales, I wish we were in person because I would have you stand up and shoot the 30 with me. I really can't stand you.
Drew, you're taking Denver.
On Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Type shit. Can I be honest, Drew?
Yes.
All right. This is not me deviating from the plan. The plan is always Denver. This
He's
is not
soft.
Hey,
no.
we win the division.
Soft.
We win the division, Riv. That's where.
That's all that matters. That's all that matters. Now, this is playoff time. You're a young quarterback, year 2. It's going to take time. They're playing up against Mahomes in the playoffs. Andy Reid. It's a conversation. 100%. It's a thought.
Respect it.
I just want to think. It's a thought. He's not.
Riv,
he's beating everybody.
I want you to know I'm not offended. All right, bro.
All right, I got the Chiefs.
Let me just say, I understand.
He's a demon when it get you know what I'm saying, when it hit that time.
Are on.
Yeah,
when the lights are on. That curly haired bastard. Something about him.
He's very scary. He's like MJ. I don't know what's going on, but it's really scary. So listen. Amazing. But we won the division. We hit the game.
That's my W. That's it. Bo Nix led the Broncos to the top seat.
And then year 3, AFC Championship game. We get better.
That's it. Year by year, it's just progressively, little by little. That's all.
Devils don't know about that. Jets don't do that. Jets don't progressively get better.
Last time that Nix progressively gotten better.
Who? What?
Has Bo Nix progressively
gotten better? Stop disrespecting his quarterback.
God, bro's taking over the Joel Moran mantra right now. Stop, bro. Stop.
Sorry. That's not came at the Jets. What do you want me to say? I can't say anything about the Eagles. I can't.
You can't.
All right. So we have the Chiefs moving on. I guess you guys have the Chiefs moving on. Whatever.
Chiefs.
So be it. So be it. That would mean in this scenario, we have the Patriots going up against the Buffalo Bills, excuse me.
Ooh, round 3.
The Patriots being home.
That's exciting.
I'm going with Buffalo.
You know what it is, man? And I told y'all this last week, man. That defense
Am I sleeping on New England? Is that I think I've come to terms I'm sleeping on them.
I don't think so.
You've definitely been sleeping on them this season. And this matchup, I don't think it's crazy. I'll take New England because you know me when it comes to New England. Those are my guys. For now, until the Jets get good. The Jets get Drew.
We're allowing this.
Honestly, he's watched misery for like 20 years, bro. He's watched.
Travion Henderson hit that home run. I said, Hendo! I was so excited, man. Yeah, I needed that.
Jalen, come on. Jalen, 3rd and 2. Come on.
I think, Drew, you've been sleeping on them a bit this season, but yes. I think in this situation, it's not. Buffalo has all of the, they have the history, right? They've been in these big moments. They've been in these playoff games. The Patriots have this iteration of the Patriots having with Drake May and some of these young guys, but Vrabel's an experienced coach. Drake May just playing like one of the best quarterbacks in football. It's him and Stafford right now, 1 and 2 in terms of MVP. Who do I trust right now? Drake May or Josh Allen? I mean, Drake May's playing better football. It's not that he's a better quarterback. He's playing better football right now. It's the truth. I mean, you're coming off a terrible loss to the Dolphins. You had a bad loss to the Falcons. What's the bad loss that the Patriots had week 1?
The Raiders. They haven't played anybody to be bad.
They just beat Tampa Bay. They beat Buffalo. Every time they had a big test,
Buffalo beat the Chiefs.
Sure. For sure. But Buffalo, now this is 2 times that Buffalo is just like completely a fucking goose.
No, I listen. I'll say this because you're not. Buffalo's dog shit, and they're dog shit, bro. Like that's what they are. But they have this weird thing they do where it hits this time of the year, and I remember that one year where they lost to Denver, and it was like they had so many turnovers, and they kept thinking they could win the game, and it was the Russ game, and they ended up losing that game. And then they had the other game where they lost in New England. I think it was last year or 2 years ago. They lost in New England late in the season. They have these embarrassing losses, and then they go on a run. Buffalo, you don't know what you're going to get. Defensively, this team can't stop the run. On the offensive side, if James Cook and Josh Allen are not playing 10 out of 10, this offense is horrible. They cannot move the ball. Nobody can get separation. They cannot create any big-time explosive plays unless Josh is moving on his legs or unless James Cook can get a big-time play. This defense, woo! But I will say New England isn't like this all-world talent beater. This is a good team that Drake May is carrying a little bit. He's playing at an all-time level. This is playoff time. I think we can all agree Josh Allen plays well in the playoffs for the most part. He's a great playoff performer. I'm with Dels. I'm with you. It's really a 50-50 toss. Like I don't think like Buffalo is this, oh shit, I don't think they're Kansas City. I think they can win the game. I think they can also lose the game. I'm going to ride with Josh Allen, but I don't think picking New England is crazy, especially because Buffalo's on the road.
And New England's been able to shut down the run. Like, this has been probably the best rushing defense in football. If you're able to shut down James Cook like Miami was yesterday, like we saw New England were able to earlier in the season, this Buffalo Bills passing offense, it isn't scary. Like, it's actually, I don't
You
mean
can
this
guard
disrespectfully,
everybody.
but they are so reliant on Dalton Kincaid that, like, if Dalton Kincaid, he got injured, I think, in the second and third quarter yesterday, and just like, holy shit, all of a sudden this offense goes from, definitely it's good offense, good passing offense, but without Kincaid, it definitely takes off a notch. And then it's like, it's Shakir who could, win intermediately, and it's Keon Coleman. Hopefully you get a back shoulder throw, but the offense is just Josh Allen be a superhero in the passing game so consistently this year that if you go up against a defense that has as elite of a rushing defense as New England, it's a very winnable game for them.
Yep.
And, we have to stay consistent. I say that because this is a situation where Josh Allen, he does have a lack of weapons. We did not give that same leeway to another quarterback. I say
Never.
we because I'm very at the forefront of not giving that man leeway.
So
I say that to say we have to stay consistent. Josh had moments to get back and win that game versus Miami.
So many moments.
The pick in the red zone
What was
bad.
that interception in the red zone?
Horrendous.
What other moment?
The fumble.
Well, the James
on
Cook fumble
down,
was bad.
He gets the first down. He's still chugging. And I thought it was awesome. At first, I'm watching. I'm like, oh, my God, he's still going. And then the ball pops out.
That's fair.
This is these are two.
But then he still, because in the fourth quarter, they're scoring. They just could not stop Devon Achane.
No, they couldn't. Achane, they could not stop
like
him whatsoever.
And then the Cook fumble. I'm with you, because even in the game they played New England, if he doesn't have those 2 turnovers, they probably win that game. He had the pick in the red zone when they were driving down. I think Jack Jones was the guy who jumped the route. And then they had another, I think it was the fumble. Yeah, he had another fumble where they were also driving again. So, dude, I'm with you. Like, yes, hold him accountable. He's one of the best quarterbacks in football. Win the game. He got to win that game.
He does have to win that game. The Bills have to win that game. It's not
or at
just
least
on him.
they at least have to say it wasn't the offense's fault. Like, we have to go out there and be like, he did everything he could. The defense lost him the game. I don't want to come in here. He threw an interception, and it's like, yo, brother, what's up? What you doing? Like, you throwing interceptions and shit. I'm with you.
And it's not fair to the Bills and Josh Allen, because the Bills and Josh Allen, if Josh Allen isn't damn near flawless in their offensive game plan and their execution, the Bills are susceptible to lose any given week. Look at the Falcons.
Expectations, man.
This game versus Miami. Look at the game versus the Patriots. Even the game versus the Chiefs. They won because Josh was flawless. The game versus the Ravens in week 1. They won because in the fourth quarter, Josh went to a level that is just unattainable to 99% of all quarterbacks that have ever played this game. It's unfair to him, and it's unfair to the Buffalo offense. But that's what you have to do when you are at that level. So I will say it'll be a great game. I will go with the Bills. I think the Bills in this situation, I just think they're the more experienced team. I think that matters going into this one, albeit Vrabel in his own right is ready, is very experienced come playoff time. I think that if there's anyone to upset Buffalo, the Patriots can do it. I want to say that, but I would just take Buffalo in this instance.
Is this, if they lose in the first round, are we finally going to see Sean McDermott get fired?
Without a doubt, he's gone.
Like, I think especially if you lose, I think if you lose to New England too, I feel like that matters. Division rival who you're supposed to be years ahead of, right? Like, you're supposed to be
at least 2 years.
This good for multiple seasons. The fact that if you lost that game after losing them in the regular season, you could see some shakeup.
So now the next matchup we have the Ravens, because in our scenario, they're the 4 seed, going up against the Los Angeles Chargers. This dates back to Lamar's debut in the playoffs, where Lamar looked atrocious in his debut as a rookie.
Herbert has looked atrocious every playoff game.
Don't want to say it, but it's true.
And then is Joe Alt will he be back for that?
Most likely not.
Yeah, I think it's season ending his injury. I got Baltimore. I think it's both sides, right? Drew, you made a good point, though. Derrick Henry hasn't looked like Derrick Henry yet. He averaged, I think, 5 a carry against Miami. Minnesota's rush defense has been really good this year. They have Cleveland this week, so that's going to be another game that's tough to go against. But we do see, as the season goes on, Derrick Henry usually gets more efficient. And then once you get into the playoffs, he could be a beast. But defensively, this Ravens team looks really good. Like, it shut down Minnesota's offense for the most part, who just looked pretty damn good against the Lions the week prior. So they're stacking like a month now of playing some high-level defense. And if you're telling me you're getting a Ravens defense that's looking more like top 10, where I thought once things settled, maybe they'll be like the 15th to 18th best, but now they look like a legit possible top 10 defense. This is a team that, they get hot down the stretch. We're expecting them to win a lot of games because their record is light. They could be going into this playoffs, like kind of like the Rams were last year, where that's the team you don't want to go up against. So I got Baltimore here.
You're taking Baltimore, Riv?
Oh, I've been said that. This for me is I don't believe in the Chargers. I cannot fully believe in this Chargers team until I see that man play a good quarter in the playoffs. Genuinely.
I will also say that the Chargers, their defense and their scheme, it allows for you to rush on them. And in this scenario, it's not a team that you want to allow that. Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry will make you pay. For that, I will take the Ravens. I think that becomes a huge advantage for them. And then also the one way you could see the Chargers win this game is because their offensive line's not good. But it's not like this Ravens pass rush is great. It's not really that good. So that could be a situation where, hey, maybe we can see a situation like yesterday where the Chargers are able to pass and Herbert's able to look great. McConkey's looked excellent over these last couple of weeks. Shout out to Keenan, the ageless wonder. He's been excellent this year as well. Quentin Johnston getting back on track this week. I still will take the Ravens. I just think that it's hard for me to count them out. Lamar Jackson's back. He looked a lot healthier this week versus Minnesota. And then going against the King in the playoffs too, it's just going to be a tough matchup for the Chargers, especially on the road. Give me the Ravens. So now moving on to the next round, we have the Colts going up against, in our situation, the Kansas City Chiefs.
Ooh. This is a tough matchup for the Colts. Tough pull. First playoff game, and you go up against
this makes legends. This right here makes legends. I'm going with the Chiefs.
Give me the fucking Colts, baby.
I got the Chiefs.
Yeah.
It's a hard team. It's a hard team to trust right now. I know, Drew, you're the Daniel Jones guy, so if you want to defend him, be my guest. But I mean, it's a few weeks in a row. Really, the last 2 weeks have been bad, but the last couple of weeks, turnovers number one. The sacks have gone up too. Part of that has to do with the offensive line. But I think as the season goes on, Daniel Jones has been number one in terms of first read rate in the NFL. He goes to his first read more than anybody in the sport. So if you're able to take that away and as weeks go on, you get more film, what does he like to see, kind of his progressions. Kansas City, you're telling me Spags gets to game plan for Daniel Jones and that offense. I feel like they're going to come in with a great game plan. They're going to make him uncomfortable. And that's a super, super high pressure moment for Daniel Jones. It's going to be the most pressure he's had probably in his career, being at home, number one seed, playing Kansas City and the Chiefs. I think Kansas City is too proven up to this point. If in this situation, they got to play well second half of the season. They're sitting around 500. They got to play well to close the season. Then you're going to go on the road in Denver and beat Denver in this situation. I feel like the Colts are just as good, if not the same level as Denver. I think you trust their offense more, but you don't like their defense as much. But I mean, I would take Patrick Mahomes here. I would take the Chiefs.
What you forget is that Daniel Jones has been in these moments. He's been in the playoffs, and not only has he been in the playoffs.
Kirk Cousins.
That was the most fraudulent Vikings defense in the league.
No, it wasn't fraudulent. It was just straight up ass. It was the most fraudulent 13-win team, you could argue.
There we go.
Nevertheless, but what he did, he went on the road, and he went out there and he balled. And he outdueled Kirk Cousins on the road.
He outdueled who?
Debut. In his playoff debut.
Now, who does he have to outduel in this situation?
Patrick Mahomes. Nevertheless, what we forget is that Jonathan Taylor's also in that backfield.
Oh.
And when Jonathan Taylor gets going, there's no stopping him. However, I will say this Kansas City Chiefs rush defense is great.
They stop dudes.
Good job of bottling them.
They stop dudes.
If you guys want to take the Chiefs, whatever. It's fine with me. I won't do it. But fine, I guess the Chiefs move on to another AFC championship game. Okay, sounds good.
Pass interference. We're here.
Like, that's a world you guys want to live in. Fine. But in this next matchup of the divisional round, we have the Bills going up against the Ravens in last year's divisional rematch.
It's belt.
I'm not going to lie. It's belt. It's belt.
It always looks like belt. It always looks like belt until it's, it's that fourth. I got the Ravens though. I got the Ravens.
Damn.
Wow.
The Bills are dookie.
I told y'all this for like 3 weeks. They fucking suck.
They aren't good.
Like they're just. I love my guy. I love him. And when they get it, that's my dogs.
You know what? The Bills are not beating the Patriots, man.
We could go back. I don't care.
The Patriots are winning
I had
that
the
game.
Patriots.
You know
I
what?
thought
I'm
Riv
with
had the
you. I'm
Patriots.
flipping.
But it don't even matter because the Patriots aren't beating the Ravens.
I'm going with the Patriots. Are the Patriots beating the Ravens?
Would they play the Ravens though?
I'll be honest.
They would.
Win-win for me here.
I think they
No,
would.
it's definitely a bigger win. It's definitely a bigger loss if Lane is hobbling to the locker room.
Oh God.
It's definitely more of a stain on Lamar's resume if he loses to Drake May and the Patriots. But Drake May would be building one of the craziest year twos we have ever seen if he gets the 2 seed, wins the AFC East, beats Josh Allen, beats Lamar Jackson. Like he is put on some real different situation if that's the case.
I would take Baltimore to beat the
Baltimore.
Patriots. I was going to say I would take
Baltimore.
Yeah, I got Baltimore too.
I think you've seen Baltimore again in this situation. They're hot to close the season. They have back-to-back wins now in the playoffs. The defense is humming. Lamar Jackson plays well in the playoffs. Number 1 EPA per play last year. People forget that. Better than Josh Allen.
And Mahomes.
I think they win.
Josh was 2.
I think they win.
So that means
I was so unmoved.
That also means that our AFC Championship is a 2023 rematch of the Baltimore Ravens at the 4 seed versus the number 7 seed Kansas City Chiefs.
Well, Lamar doesn't beat this guy, so let's go ahead and just knock up and say the Chiefs.
Not this year, man.
If
you say it every year, it has to happen. And this is what we're doing. We're saying it this year again. The Ravens are beating the Chiefs. Riv, say it. Say it out loud.
Lamar barely beats Josh in the playoffs, dude. He just doesn't beat. Like he doesn't.
He doesn't beat Josh. Yeah.
It's just not there for him, brother. I'm sorry.
This is brutal. This is brutal because every time Lamar sees Patrick Mahomes, he has shit running down his leg. And he also threw 19 to triple coverage. We just can't erase that, Dels. The INT in triple coverage. How holding?
No, old him.
Old him. You're right. He's new. He's improved.
He is new.
Lamar is one of the greatest to ever grace a football field. With that being said, I'm taking Baltimore. They go ahead. Lamar writes his own novel. He writes his story and cements himself with his first Super Bowl appearance. That matters. That's a step.
So who do we have in the Super Bowl?
We have the Philadelphia Eagles versus the Baltimore Ravens.
This is cinema for my people.
It is cinema.
This right here is this. I don't care who wins. This right here for my people is just. This is all. This is Martin Luther King and Malcolm X meeting. This is different.
Who's Malcolm X in this situation?
Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts. I mean, we know who's going to win the game. I mean, we know who's going to outperform who. But nonetheless, this is incredible. This is for the black community. Different. In Philly, Baltimore.
Nah, our people need that for sure. Nah, we need this. We need it bad. Nevertheless, I'm going to take the Philadelphia Eagles to win that game. I just can't. I can't take Baltimore.
He's going to say win-win.
That far. They're not losing.
He's going to say win-win. Look.
No. This has to be Lamar. It has to be because I don't think it is a win-win. Because
for you,
Hurts is stamped.
There's no shame in losing to Hurts. There's none.
No shame at all. But Hurts is stamped. Like Hurts, if he doesn't win another Super Bowl, like he's I think he's gonna be.
No, we need more, bro.
Playing the way he's playing now. If he gets 2, now we're talking about him. I think in different, with different people, different quarterbacks in NFL history. But Hurts has his. He's solidified. He's stamped. Lamar gets his. Now we're talking top 10 all time. We're talking.
We've heard this all before, Dels. Is he winning the game or not?
But I'm taking the Ravens.
Wow.
But I'm saying this isn't a win-win because it's a much bigger win for Lamar Jackson.
True. I mean, you're a fan of both. That's what I was saying. Maybe you're not. Maybe you're not.
I'm a fan of both, but it definitely takes more of a hit to Lamar than it does to Jalen Hurts. Like Jalen Hurts loses this game. Even if Jalen Hurts shits his pants in this game, it doesn't matter. He still has 2 of the best Super Bowl performances of all time. Lamar Jackson shits his pants in the Super Bowl. That's all people talk about until he gets back to a Super Bowl.
Yeah, I'm sorry, bro. You're just not winning. Yeah, I mean, like, Lamar's not going to outplay Hurts. Just no way, no how. Especially in the biggest moments, brightest lights.
Wouldn't
Super
that
Bowl?
be some shit? One of the best Super Bowl quarterbacks of all time. Lamar goes and outplays him.
Well, he played Mahomes. He outplayed Mahomes. Nobody can outplay him. Nobody can outplay him at that point. He outplayed Mahomes.
I can't.
The bar is there. Like, he's the bar. That's all I'm saying.
I can't be mad.
Is Jalen the bar? At what point is Jalen the bar in the Super Bowl?
I just said Jalen's the bar in the Super Bowl. Jalen's the bar. Like, you got to get to him before you get to anybody else. Like, you get to him, you're probably going to win the game. You're probably going to be in top 5 talks.
All right, gentlemen. So let's wrap this up and let's have the conversation of these teams that we discussed. How many of these teams can legitimately not just go, but win the Super Bowl? I'm going to list the teams, and you tell me if you believe that they can win the Super Bowl. Starting off with the Detroit Lions.
Lane Johnson went out the game. 2 holding calls immediately.
Yeah. Brutal because it took back a great Saquon run.
So I kind of broke this out into 2 different. I have the obvious favorites and I have the I can see it.
Correct. So let's just go in the list. I'm going to go down the list.
Either, though.
That's why I started with the Lions.
I can see it.
What do you think, Riff? You think you can see it?
I can see a world.
Can you visualize Jared Goff holding the Lombardi? Visualize it.
Oh, this is win. Oh, wait.
Win.
Oh.
Win.
Whoa. No. I can't see it.
Kind of where I am.
I thought it was get there.
If they get home field advantage, I can see it. I can.
They still got to go to the Super Bowl.
The Commanders at home.
True. That's a good point. But the defense was in shambles.
Shit, they almost lost to the Rams at home.
They did. But their defense was in shambles. And this year, yes, their secondary is banged up, but they're getting healthier. And Aiden is healthy, and he is unbelievable this season. Offense is looking back more than ever. Jameer just had his best game of the season. J-Mo just had his best game of the season. I just feel like the offense as a whole, you could argue, had its best game of the season, unless you want to count that game versus the Bears, which I agree. It was a great performance. But I can see it if everything goes the way that they hope. They get the top spot in their division. They're a 1 or a 2 seed. They have home field advantage for majority of the playoffs. Can I see them winning if they go up against a Baltimore? Can I see them winning if they go up against New England making that far, Buffalo making that far? KC's not the same team. The AFC is vulnerable. If they get to the dance, they can win it. So I'm going to say yes.
I just think in a run, and I'm sorry. I'm not sorry to cut you off, Dels. But I
apologize for cutting you off. Why can't you?
Yeah, but
why can't you just
I didn't like how you did it. Because I was going crazy and you just jumped in. You know what I'm saying? I cut you off early. Yeah. All right. I just think when you're in the NFC, it takes either a great performance from that quarterback or a great team, like an elite, outstanding team. I don't know if Detroit has that. Examples: Philly last year. Before that, the Niners, elite, outstanding teams. Before that, Philly. Like, these were elite, outstanding teams.
Why aren't Detroit elite?
Because I think their secondary is an issue, legitimately. I think Jared Goff is not this. I think he's a good quarterback. I think he's a really good quarterback. I think when he sees pressure, he gets really rattled. I think at times he starts to panic a little bit. He's a little bit of a statue at times, too, so that limits his ability, to his escapability. Once he's stuck in there, he's stuck in there. And I think for the most part, that defense, that just a team in general, it's been banged up, it's been hurt. It has a little bit of that injury bug where one guy could go down and it's over. I don't know if they're there yet. I think they have a great coaching staff. I think they have a great stability. I think they have a foundation. I think it's there. I just don't know if they're an elite, outstanding team, especially considering the field. Like, I think them, Eagles, I'd probably take the Eagles. I think them, Rams. I'd take the Rams. I think them in Seattle's a toss-up. Them in Tampa, toss-up. Like, they're not – like, with Philly last year, we were overwhelmingly a more talented team than most, probably 99% of the NFC. It was just Rams had Stafford. That was really it. So I think that's where I'm at with it.
Okay. So, no.
No.
Okay. Next team, let's go on.
Hold on. Sorry, I didn't answer. I told Sean I was going to glaze the Lions some more. And this feels like a good opportunity to glaze the Lions.
It's a great opportunity.
Listen, are they one of the favorites to do it? No. There's certainly a tier below, I think, Seattle, Eagles, Rams. But the way Aiden Hutchinson's playing, he's a game changer right now. We talked about it in the award show. I know Myles Garrett deserves a ton of love. Aiden Hutchinson should be right there with Myles Garrett in terms of Defensive Player of the Year. That's the level he is playing in terms of pressures. He's not quite there with sacks, but quarterback hits. He's playing at an all-world level. And the secondary, DJ Reed should be healthy. He's not done for the season. Like, he should be coming back, right? This is not someone who's just done and cooked. So if you're going to be getting DJ Reed back with, of course, you got Branch back there. Like, I think the defense is good enough. It's still top 10 EPA per play this season. I think the real question is, what does this offense look like, right? You had the change in terms of play caller. Is Dan Campbell going to continue to be the play caller, or are they giving it back to Morton? It feels just a little bit up in the air right now, but it seems like whoever's the play caller, like, they put up pretty decent offenses, right? They have some stinkers here and there, like the Minnesota game wasn't great, but their baseline floor is just so high that, yeah, like, they could go up against Sam Darnold and Sam Darnold can have a stinker. I'm not going to say much against the Rams and Eagles because those are two of the best teams in football.
We play them next week.
What happened to the Rams and Eagles go up against each other? You know what I mean? And one of them gets knocked off. So now you know what? So I think there's a world that happens. It's an outside shot, but there's a world. We
play Detroit next week, so that'll tell me everything I need to know.
I'm with you. All right, let's go over to the AFC. Let's start off with a not so strong contender. Let's go with the Chargers. Can they win a Super Bowl?
No.
I agree. Let's go on to the NFC. Can the Buccaneers win a Super Bowl?
No.
I agree. Let's go back to the AFC. Can the New England Patriots win a Super Bowl?
No.
I don't think so. No.
Not this year, at least.
No.
If they go and win a Super Bowl, it's one of the most unbelievable turnarounds and most unlikely turnarounds in recent memory.
It's Eli Manning all over again.
But even still, like, that team was talented. Not that this Patriots team isn't talented. The rush defense is amazing. The defense has some really good players. The offense, Drake May is an MVP candidate. Shout out to Stephon Diggs. The run game, it's not the best. The offensive line's not the best. Secondary, I shout out to Gonzalez. It's not the best.
It'd be a dark horse.
It would be very, very improbable, and I'd be very moved. But I don't think they can win a Super Bowl. Let's go back to the NFC. Can the Packers win a Super Bowl?
I can see it.
I can't. They're too inconsistent.
I can see a world.
I don't know. I want to say no. Right now, what they're doing to Philly defensively is super impressive. They have 0 points, basically about to go into halftime. Holding Philly to 0 is impressive.
Is it?
It's just, yeah. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, another day at the office, the Eagles scored 0 points at halftime. That doesn't happen.
Brother.
But it's just, the Packers have shown such an ability to be inconsistent. In the same breath, though, like, there's not a lot of teams that have been just week in and week out being able to just put belt, right? I think Philly has done it recently, but even still, they had that hiccup against the Giants. Buffalo has had their fair share. Baltimore has had their fair share, given, it's been a while because Lamar was out. But right now, Green Bay, the inconsistency week in and week out, the inefficiency in the run game, the defense being good, not great, and then it's Jordan Love in this passing attack. I don't think so. I just don't think it's this team this year. I think they have the makings to be it, but they need Josh Jacobs at 100%, and it's too late now, but you need a weapon at some point, especially with Kraft going down. You really need someone that you could trust in these big-time games, so I would say no.
Can the Chiefs win a Super Bowl?
Of course.
Yes. Yeah. Can the Bills win a Super Bowl?
No.
I don't think so. I
don't think so either.
Yeah, I think defense is too bad. I think they're relying just so much on James Cook and Josh Allen. You could say that for Lamar Jackson, Derrick Henry too. But I trust their passing game more than the Bills right now. I trust the Chiefs passing game more than the Bills. So it's just difficult right now with just how inconsistent they could be offensively, really in their passing game. Because I love James Cook. He's been awesome this year. But if you face a defense that could shut them down, they become predictable, they become easier to defend.
Can the Rams win a Super Bowl? Yes. Can the Seahawks win the Super Bowl this year?
I can see.
This is where it gets interesting. I feel like if I'm saying yes to Detroit, I have to say yes to the
Yeah, I can see
Seahawks
it.
because I think the question is the same.
No.
I think the question is the same when it comes to quarterback, Sam Darnold and Jared Goff. You have
100%.
questions about them. The passing offense for Seattle has been more efficient than Detroit. They've been one of the most efficient pass offenses in NFL history. Their run game has been very, very suspect. That's fair. But defensively, you said it, Drew, they have arguably the best defense in football with one of the best defensive minded head coaches in football. So, I mean, the way they're playing right now, like if they were entering the playoffs now, right? We don't have another 9 weeks. If this is how they were playing entering the playoffs, I don't know how you could say no.
Do I get where you're coming from? Yes. Sam Darnold, Jared Goff. We both have our questions. 100% fair. The offense has been one of the most efficient. You're not going to convince me that the Seattle Seahawks offense is better than the Lions. I'm not hearing it.
No.
I know that the numbers say that it's the most efficient passing. I'm not hearing it. The rush offense for Detroit clears. It wipes. J-Mo and Monty, give me that every day of the week. And now with the way we get Jameson Williams back integrated into this pass offense, Laporte has been very consistent for them. Amon-Ra, we understand, is one of the best in the game. Do I agree that in big moments, I don't feel the most comfortable in Jared Goff? Absolutely. But I definitely don't feel that way about Darnold. And then now in the playoffs, I get that week to week, you still have the time to game plan and everything. But for playoffs, it becomes a lot more strict. It becomes a lot more refined. And it's going to be a lot harder with one singular weapon in JSN to go out there and go up against the cream of the crop, especially with the Detroit Lions getting healthier on both their defensive line and in the secondary. It's hard for me to say that Seattle is a better team than the Lions and go all the way to say that they can go ahead and win the Super Bowl. I think the Lions are more talented top to bottom. They're more complete than they are, but I will give credit where it's due. Defense wins championships. Seattle does have one of the best, if not the best defense in football. And if that is your argument for them that they can win a Super Bowl, then I don't have much to say against it. But the fact that Sam Darnold's their quarterback, and I like what Sam's done this year. I'm not trying to undersell what he's done this year. He's been nothing short of impressive. The team as a whole has been nothing short of impressive. All we should be doing is singing Seattle's praises, which I will be. But Sam has to show it to me in these moments for me to really feel that way.
What's this, Riv? What's this?
Fumble!
I might be a little behind. Jordan just fumbled.
N'Kobe sacked him. Well, he sacked him, and then Jalen recovered it for a fumble.
Both
teams have fumbled when they're about to score. This is a real nasty game.
What is he doing there? That's bad.
It's him.
That's bad. That's a bad play.
We know what he's doing. He's being Jordan Love.
All right, so let's wrap this one up. We have the Eagles that they can win a Super Bowl.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. And then that means the last two teams, I guess. Yeah, the last two. Can the Indianapolis Colts win a Super Bowl, yes or no?
No.
No.
And now this segues perfectly into the next conversation. Because the last team would be my Denver Broncos.
Ooh.
The Denver Broncos
say no.
that are led out. Riv, give me a second.
The Denver Broncos
that are led by Bo Nix, who many believe is currently holding back the Denver Broncos, not just the offense, but the team as a whole, albeit we are 8-2, number 2 in the division. Number 2 in the conference, number 1 in the division. He's holding us back, yet we're still the best team in our division. We've won 7 games in a row. We sit number 2 in the AFC conference.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we can answer both of these together, I believe. Is Bo Nix holding the Denver Broncos back? And is he holding us back so much so that you don't believe the best defense in the game can win a championship? Dels, I'll start with you because you seem pretty confident about this.
I mean, yeah, I don't think Denver can win a Super Bowl. I do think Bo Nix is holding them back. And that's why it's so impressive that the Broncos are sitting here at 8-2, number 1 in the division, number 2 in the conference, because they're doing this with pretty bad quarterback play. Bo's had his fair share of games, right? The Dallas game, the Cincy game, the fourth quarter comebacks against Houston, against Giants, against Philly. He's had his moments for sure. But I don't know how you could look at this body of work from this season and be like, oh, no, like, yeah, it's signed and sealed. This is the franchise quarterback. He's going to lead us to the Super Bowl. If you were getting, like league average quarterback play, if you were getting Sam Darnold level quarterback play, who's been playing at a top 10 level, better than league average, I'd be looking at Denver like this is a real deal Super Bowl contender. And listen, Drew, nothing against you, brother. I love you. I love you like a brother. I wish Bo Nix was good. I trade for him in Dynasty. I drafted him in our main league. I had stock in Bo Nix thinking that
you're the curse.
He could be good. But he's regressed this year. I mean, he looks more like what we've seen from Bo Nix in the first month and a half of last season that we saw down the stretch of last season. I don't know how you could watch that Raider game and convince yourself of anything other than he's holding your team back. Like, shout out to the defense. Shout out to J.K. Dobbins and Harvey and being able to get some things going in the run game. But right now, this passing offense is so inconsistent. And so it's just bad. It's not even inconsistent. It's just more often than not, it's a bad passing offense. I have not seen really any sort of progression from Bo Nix from year 1 to year 2. I haven't seen much consistency this year, right? We're like, the Broncos deserve all the praise in the world, right? You're 8-2 for a reason. You should be in this number 1 seed, number 1 in your division. But it's just, man, like you're a couple, fourth quarter miraculous comebacks away from being like 5-4, or 5-5. So it's just really hard to look at Denver sitting there at 8-2 and taking them serious as like a true Super Bowl contender. Their record says it is, but I think when you watch them every week, you say, damn, that's a hell of a defense. And every week the offense just does enough to get the win. But when you're telling me you're going to go up against Baltimore, Buffalo, the Chiefs, New England, all of these teams, I feel more confident in them right now.
What do you think, Riv?
That was fucked up what he said.
It was rude.
Fucked up.
How was it rude?
He brought you up
saying I love you like a brother.
Just to bring you down. Like, that was crazy to me. Here's the thing. We love to paint this image of Bo Nix. We love to make it about him. When in reality, in my opinion, I just don't think Denver's offense has enough talent. Personally, I don't think they're there. I think when you look at the offense and you look at the way that defense is, it's led by a star. I'm talking about one of the best cornerbacks we've ever seen in football in our life, PS2. And then you got Hufanga back there. Drain Greenlaw has been added to this team. You got guys on the line, Allen and them boys. Like, this defense is legit. On the offense, I feel like it's a lot of okay guys. I think Cortland Sutton is good.
Man.
Troy Franklin is cool. And then, the running backs are cool. RJ Harvey, J.K. Dobbins, Bo Nix is there. I just don't think this offense has enough talent to propel them to a Super Bowl. I think in moments where you've seen them this year, they've played bad from quarters 1 and 3. They clutched up in the 4th. You can't rely on that in the playoffs. I don't think that's a recipe for success. Dales, I'll stop because, of course, you like to cut me off. I'll stop in my monologue to answer your question.
Do they not have enough offensive firepower to get them to propel them to a Super Bowl, or do they not have enough offensive firepower to propel Bo Nix? Because I see offenses like the New York Giants be able to move the ball with Jackson Dart and Drake May in New England, who I think both have less talented offenses.
They're both
worse offensive lines. I'm looking at Denver. They are far from perfect. They are far from perfect. This has been the number 1 grade offensive line. Cortland Sutton is more than serviceable as a number 2. Troy Franklin has been good this year. And a running back duo of J.K. Dobbins and R.J. Harvey, I'm not going to sit here and act like this offense is just full of dog shit, because I see quarterbacks with less talent put up better offenses.
No, you've seen quarterbacks that are much better than Bo Nix do better with less talent. Jackson, what was it, like 4 games?
But still, like, the offense is more consistent for the Giants.
I mean, sure. Yeah, they're not playing for anything. There's no real game plan against him. He's new. You know what I'm saying? I'm speaking more to the Drake May points, because I think Drake
May, sure, like, he's just better.
Yeah,
I get that.
He's much better.
Not fair, maybe, but
you know what I'm saying? Like, I
just feel like I see.
Listen. I'm not.
I don't want to get rude. I don't want to get rude. But
and Bo Nix has his moments where he's a little bit inconsistent. I watched that Raiders game with you. I was next to you, Dels, and there's moments.
Drew, you're. I don't want to expose you, Riv.
Whoa! Expose me,
Drew. Oh my God, he was saying things that if you were there, he would not have been saying. I'll leave it at that.
That's cap. Bro,
Riv.
Drew, he's trying to
Riv.
break this mend. He's a loser. He's trying to break this mend between us, bro. Don't let him break it. Bo Nix is a little bit inconsistent. His mechanics are a little bit off. Sometimes he throws a little bit too high. I get it. I understand. Dels, there's some validity in your points. He's an inconsistent quarterback, and you're a little bit nervous because he's a little bit older than most guys. So the
That's you,
ceiling
brother.
is a little bit different. You know what I'm saying? I understand that. But what I say is, I don't think it's a perfect. I think we look at guys like Jared Goff. We look at guys like Brock Purdy in 2023, whatever that year was when they went to the Super Bowl. We look at even Jalen Hurts in 2022, whatever it was. They were in perfect offensive systems, or with perfect offensive infrastructure, and you've seen super MVP caliber like seasons, and arguably went to the Super Bowl. I think Bo Nix, if you just propel the offense a little bit more, you can see whether it's really him or not. That's what I'm
But
saying.
it's just hard if it's like you have to have a god roster.
And Sean
You
Payton
know what I
hasn't
mean?
been good.
Maybe.
Now,
I don't know. I see Bo Nix pass the ball. And I'm like, Sean, I get it, brother.
Oh, you didn't have to do that.
I'm sorry. Okay, sorry. I'll stop. First of all, I've criticized Sean Payton in the past. I
You didn't have to say that comment.
But this time I'm like, you know what? Maybe he knows more than
Drew. You see what I'm saying? This type of man right here.
Sorry. I don't want to sound rude. It's just my honest opinion of the guy.
You can have an honest opinion, not be rude.
I sat through both of you speak, and I don't know which way to feel. Do I feel like I believe Dells about what Riv said? I believe everything Dells is saying in regards to how he feels. I do feel like he means that wholeheartedly, and I'm gonna hold you to that when he turns it around. I say that to say he hasn't been good. He hasn't. I'm not gonna sit here and lie. The game versus the Raiders.
Do not blame the wind.
There's the part of me.
Do not blame the
Trey
wind.
Lance in the monsoon.
There's the part of me that wants to say he was playing in 35-mile-an-hour winds. Geno Smith was equally as dog shit, albeit going up against the Denver Broncos defense a lot different. Stop laughing, Dels.
He's been dog shit all year.
I'm speaking. I'm glad you're muted. I'm glad your mic is muted, and it's for a good reason, you dumbass. Nevertheless, we're going up against a Raiders defense that's not very good. And you go back and you watch the tape, and there are Broncos receivers running booty butt naked, which could be for house calls. And Bo just doesn't see him. Footwork is getting sporadic. It's been sporadic. The issue was last year it was sporadic and it led to good plays. This year it's sporadic and it's leading to nothing. Now, there's been a lot of good this year from him still, but there's been a lot more bad and inconsistency, and it's killing me slowly. This game versus the Raiders broke me mentally and physically. He was so bad. The weather didn't help, but he was so bad. I believe in him. I will never turn my back on Bo Nix. I don't disagree with you, Joel. There are worse situations than the Broncos' offensive infrastructure, and there are quarterbacks that elevate it. Now, last year, I felt Bo Nix did a good job, for the most part, of elevating the offense. He was elite at throwing the deep ball. This year, he's been subpar. He does not target the middle of the field, not nearly as much as he did in his rookie year. And I do blame Sean Payton to a certain degree. I don't blame him versus the Raiders. Overly. There were moments. The 3rd and 1 call to Sutton. I mean, brain dead. Horrible. Atrocious call. I don't know what it was. But that game on Thursday was more on Bo than it was on Sean. It was a bad showing. He was terrible. But I still believe in my guy. I've seen the moments where he looks great. The Eagles, the Giants, the Bengals, the Cowboys, the Texans in the fourth quarters. He's capable of making these plays. He needs to be consistent. I keep same energy. I'm very, very consistent. I talk about these other guys and I say I need to see him more consistent. I'll say it again. I need to see you guys be more consistent in the offense, and it starts with Bo Nix. I believe in him because that's my guy. And I'll never turn my back on Bo.
Woo.
But he needs to be better.
I'm glad you said it, man.
If he is better, We 1,000% can win the Super Bowl without a shadow of a doubt.
Yes.
But Joel, you are not wrong. There are offenses that have a lot less, and they move the ball so much better than us that it kills me.
Name 3.
It really gives me a stomachache.
The Broncos have more 3-and-outs than anyone in the NFL. Like, they lead the league in 3-and-outs. They have more 3-and-outs, River Brown, than the New York Jets, than the Tennessee Titans, than
the Cleveland Browns.
Yes.
Hey, hey, Drew. I'll just be honest with you. Nigga, dog shit. That nigga trash, bro. I love you. I was trying to be nice. That nigga whack, bro. Yes, I don't know. I don't know how you gonna watch.
He was saying on Thursday.
I don't know how you gonna watch. I'm gonna watch it with you, but brother, watching that shit hard.
You're done. You're done. You're done.
Drew,
You're done.
Drew,
You're
I
done.
love you, Drew.
Being a Broncos fan becomes being a Bo Nix stan. Like,
Drew. I want the Broncos to win for you more than anything. But the shit I seen on Thursday night, I was scared.
Wins.
Drew, I was scared for you. Drew, I was hurting for you. I was like, yo, how does he have to watch this shit every week? Like, you win the game, but you like, yo, my nigga Bo, like, you making this shit harder than what it needs to be. Like,
fourth quarters are usually movies, to be fair.
Yo, if you play like that 1 through 4, fourth wouldn't even have to be a movie.
You're not lying. That being said, the
game would be over in the third.
But that's not exciting like the fourth quarter.
That shit hurts your heart. It does.
It's stressful, but I get lit when we win, and Bo Nix is lit in the fourth. However,
you got locked
against the Raiders, division game too. Like, we're not thinking about that either. 35-mile-an-hour winds, division game, short week. It happens.
Type shit.
It happens.
Jordan Love has 39
yards. It's just a matter of how you respond and how you get back on the wagon. And Bo Nix has shown that he's resilient. He's made for the big moment. He never shies away. Lose faith now. That's fine, but don't come climbing back when we're celebrating. I'm looking at you, Riv. You changed up on me.
I've never changed up on Denver. Wait.
Dog shit?
Drew.
Dog shit was insane.
This is the thing you have to understand with me as a man. I've never changed up on Denver. I've always rooted for Denver.
True or false? We go as far as Bo Nix.
That's a fact.
So then if you're here with Denver, you're here with Bo.
And I'm here to tell you I'm sorry. I'm here to tell you this year, like I said, division, we got that. That shit, jam that up. Division, lock that up. After that, all bets is off, brother. What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do?
Was he dog shit against the Bills? He wasn't. 5 drops. Who's second in the league in drops this year? Who? Bo Nix.
Yo, he wasn't bad against Buffalo. Y'all lost by 30.
It's true. Our defense was fraudulent last year. It's not fraudulent this year.
Oh.
However, second most drops in the league. Bo Nix.
You might play a demon in the first round.
If it's KC,
probably will.
I'll be honest, division. I'd rather it be a division game first round. I'd rather that, personally. I'd rather see them than the Bills. I'm dead serious. I'm dead serious. We play the Chiefs.
You play KC this week, is it? Or next week?
KC this week.
Let's go out there and get that. Let's go out there and get that tip off.
Here's a fucking thing. Dels, you're going to pick KC. We're going to beat KC. And I'm going to look you in your eyes and I'm going to tell you, eat shit.
Dude, I'll be honest. You could beat whoever you want this year. It won't move me.
It's what you do in the playoffs. Shut the hell up. What do you think?
I don't know,
Jets? You watch.
I've seen enough.
I've
seen enough Bo Nix.
Bo Nix, what? Last year when he threw the second most touchdown a rookie's ever thrown?
Yeah.
Gotta give that gimmick.
When you were buying all the stock this offseason?
Yeah. Like, that's how you know, like, how bad shit has to go. Because he was great last year.
He's been bad.
And I was buying into the hype because I'm like,
Bro said he regressed.
Great offense.
He has.
Great coach.
He has
young
regressed.
Receiving core outside of Sutton.
The deep ball's drastically regressed. Also, Marvin Mims didn't play in this game. He's key to our offense. I'm just saying. There's a lot of things that went against Bo on Thursday. And it sucks that he had to be on prime time because now everybody's, he sucks. Not a franchise quarterback.
Dude, we
worst
just asked to be
quarterback.
competent against the
Calm
Raiders.
down.
That primetime game was awful.
We just said like, dude, just be competent against the Raiders. That's all we said.
It was windy division game.
This is the
Mahomes
thing,
lost to
Drew.
them last year. He was
Drew,
dog
this is the good
shit.
part.
We
This
give
is the
Mahomes
good
a
part.
pass because he's the third best.
He was
ever.
16-1.
Bo Nix doesn't have to
2 years
be
ago.
great. Like if Bo Nix is just average, that is more than good enough. If you get average if you get average quarterback play, because average Bo Nix, I don't know what that looks like. If you get average quarterback play, that's all you need.
You don't even know what
quarterback
average
play,
quarterback play
anybody.
looks like in your lifetime. You don't talk about my quarterback.
I
Stop.
know, Drew. All I know is dog shit quarterbacks. So that should alarm you. If I'm like, Drew, I think that's a dog shit quarterback.
Damn.
Dog shit. Beat that ass. He's dog shit.
He's a bottom 5 quarterback in the NFL.
I was gonna say he's playing like a bottom 5 quarterback this year.
He's
like bottom 10.
It. He's playing like it.
But yes, if the second half of the season he could play like the 16th to 18th best quarterback, that's all you need. Because the 16th to 18th best quarterback any given week can play like the 11th best quarterback. With this defense, this offensive line, you just need him to just figure it out where he was last year and just get back to that.
I don't want to say he's playing like a bottom 5 quarterback. I'm not going to say that.
I'm not going to tell you he not better than Spencer Rattler and shit. I ain't going to tell you like he better than him.
Shuck might be better than him. Rattler, I don't even think
you
about.
know what I'm saying? Like
he had a good game, yeah.
Nevertheless, when we've needed him, he's been great.
Facts. He's clutch.
He's been great.
He's clutch.
Against the best team in the league in the Philadelphia Eagles, when we needed him on the road, he was great.
Yo, Drew, you can be clutch and still be ass.
No, you can't. Yeah. Eli's ass?
No, sometimes he can be.
No.
Okay, Drew, can you just tell me what quarterbacks he's been better than?
All right, listen.
Okay.
Jacoby Brissett.
Has he been better than Bryce Young?
Yes.
Okay. Has he been better than Michael Penix?
Yeah. Oh, easy.
That nigga ass too.
Shuck / Rattler, you'll take them?
Come on.
Okay. Kyler Murray?
Yes. Give me Bo. And Bo's been mid, and Kyler's been worse.
Okay. Mid is so strong.
JJ McCarthy?
Come on, next name.
Caleb Williams?
He's feasting on bad defenses. It's close. I'm taking Bo.
He played the Raiders.
No, you're taking Caleb because of the name, dude. He has done.
No, I'm taking Caleb because I've seen him play this year, and he's been far more impressive.
Oh, really? He's been really impressive against Cincinnati. Bo Nix, his team was better, fair. Bo Nix was just as good. Against Dallas, he was just as good. Against the bad defenses, Bo Nix has been really great.
His lows aren't as low.
What's Caleb Williams' best team that he's played against? The Lions.
Dallas.
They scored 21 points. He was mid. The best team that we played against, the Philadelphia Eagles, we put up 30 points in the fourth quarter.
No, you did it.
I'm gassing it.
Okay.
We put up a great fourth.
Scared the shit out of me.
I mean, so you're saying for the rest of the season, you would rather have Bo Nix as a quarterback than Caleb Williams?
I will fuck it any day of the week. Congrats. Caleb Williams had a cool last 2 drives against the Giants. Bo Nix did that for an entire fourth.
He's been better than Geno. He's been better than Fields. Tua?
Shit.
You're giving Bo a benefit of the doubt basically every single time so far.
I know. Tua is tough because he's had moments, but the INTs have been horrendous. Bo's been kind of getting a little lenient with the INTs recently too.
Yeah, Tua leads the league.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Bo, but that one's shit. Even that one.
He's been better than Cam Warren.
Bottom 5 was nuts.
But some of these names that you're giving him, like
the only one I gave him the benefit of the doubt, honest to God, the only one I really feel I gave him the benefit of the doubt was Bryce Young. That's it. Caleb Williams, be fair, they've been equally the same. You only like Caleb more because of what he can do with his legs. And if that's the case, fine. He's inaccurate. He's inaccurate as hell. He has Roma Dunze.
He's been inaccurate too.
He has, but not as inaccurate as Caleb.
Is it? I mean, where do we stand?
It's close.
It is close. They're both pretty inaccurate.
They're both terrible.
It's just,
I just need to see us use the intermediate part of the field. That's it. Until then, Bo's going to continue to be mid.
Yeah, okay,
either
maybe bottom
line of
10,
scrimmage It's either no. The bottom 5 was nuts.
I
Say
think
it out
some of
loud.
I think some of these names are like I think Kyler Murray is arguable. I would
It was
take Caleb.
garbage.
I think Bryce Young has probably been better, but I have not been very moved by him. It's close. He hasn't been good.
K1 is better than Bo Nix.
Okay,
I
like
think
in a
Kyler's-
vacuum, fine. Like, yeah, that's fine. But this year, he hasn't been.
They've both been ass.
Can we stop? Stop. Stop.
They both, yeah, I mean,
Games are not decided in the first 3 quarters. They're not. I heard you guys for 2 years tell me the Tennessee game, or the Tennessee game, the Steelers game, the 4th quarter.
Who's wrong guys?
Zach Wilson.
Wrong guys.
Fucking calm down. It was against the Eagles, against the fucking Giants.
Well, he's
against
not
the
Zach
Texans.
Wilson bad. He's not. No,
No.
he's
Not
far
many
from
in
Zach
NFL
Wilson
history.
bad.
No, he's
Not
not.
many.
No.
Not many. But
He's not even AR bad.
That's horrible. This ain't.
No.
He ain't AR bad either. Like, he ain't that bad.
No, he's playing like a bottom level starter. He's not playing
like
like
he's
a
better than the
practice
Cam
squad guy.
Wards of the world and shit. Like,
Yeah. I didn't even say Cam Ward's name.
yeah,
Jaden Daniels or Bo Nix this season. I'm
Jaden
playing
Daniels.
unfair.
he's been hurt.
I'm playing unfair, baby.
Jaden's played
how
better
I
though.
roll.
Jaden's played better when he's played.
Without a shadow.
If we're gonna do that, Jacoby Brissett.
Talk.
After last
He had a
game,
bad game
after
against
last
Seattle,
game,
but
after last game, Bo Nix
okay,
would never look
last
like that
game,
against
Bo
him.
Nix, last
Bo
game,
Nix would
Jacoby. Give me
never.
Jacoby.
He would never. Bo Nix
Yo,
would never
yo.
look like that.
Dallas coming out the second half. Dallas Goddard's been fucking them.
He has, without a doubt, he has.
Not top 10. Are you fucking kidding me?
Now, listen, I may not love where you guys stand with the Broncos. However, I don't feel too indifferently about another team that we've talked about already in the Indianapolis Colts, but they're led by one of the best running backs, if not right now, the best running back in football, and Jonathan Taylor, who currently has 18 rushing touchdowns, and we are finishing up week 10. An unbelievable number that he's at. He's been sensational. And it begs the question, does he deserve real hype for the most valuable player? Now, I kind of want to start us off. I want to start us off because if there were any year for a running back to win the award, it would be the year where the Bills aren't the best team and Josh Allen hasn't been the best quarterback. It'd be a year where the Ravens aren't the best team and Lamar has been injured and he hasn't been the best version of himself. It'd be a year where Mahomes has been pretty good, but the team overall is not that good. It'd be a year where Drake May's been awesome. Don't get me wrong. He's been fantastic. Legitimate case for this award. Nothing against Drake. I think he deserves a seat at this table. But the AFC, the best team in the league for them has been the Indianapolis Colts. And the best player on their team is not the quarterback. It's the running back. On the NFC side, if you want to have these guys in the conversation, it depends on what happens tonight, I think, for who deserves MVP conversation. Jalen Hurts been good. The numbers have been there. The team's going to be great. But Matthew Stafford, to me, is the MVP of the NFC. He's been sensational the last 6 games, 20 touchdowns, 0 INTs. It's been a historic run for him. He's been perfect. Back-to-back games. Is it 3 games in a row with 4 touchdowns, 0 INTs? He's just operating at a level. I said on last podcast, I'll say it again. He's just in a flow state. He's just maneuvering, and it's just subconscious at this point. He's been that flawless. To me, my MVP is Matthew Stafford. But if there were a year where it was up for grabs for a skill position player to take it, it's one where Jonathan Taylor's on pace to potentially break what I think is an unbreakable touchdown record of LaDainian Tomlinson's 2006 season. He's been the heart and soul. Right now, they rank second in terms of success rate on the run. They've been one of the top 3 most efficient offenses in all of football. It's been because of him. He's been the Achilles heel, the backbone of that team. And Daniel Jones has been really good. Let's not undersell what he's meant to this team. But Jonathan Taylor has been the heart and soul of this team. And I think he does deserve a legitimate seat at the table. I think he deserves to be in discussion for MVP. Would I have him at the top spot? I wouldn't. I think Matthew Stafford is the MVP. The best offense in football is led by Matthew Stafford, and he's keeping the ball safe. He's keeping it out of harm's way, and he's just putting points on the board week in, week out. Drake May would be number 2 for me. The most improbable season is by the New England Patriots, and it's primarily because Drake May and what he's able to do under duress, getting out of the pocket, staying strong in the pocket, delivering throws deep down the field in the intermediate, one of the most accurate quarterbacks at all levels of the field. Drake May's been near flawless. He's been incredible. I think he'd be number 2. But number 3, Jonathan Taylor. He means that much to the offense. He's been that much to the Indianapolis Colts, and one of the primary reasons they sit up top the AFC.
Yeah, I agree. I think he definitely deserves a seat at the table, same way how Saquon deserved a seat at the table last year. When you are the best offensive player, and I think it's a little bit different because the Colts statistically were a better offense than we were last year. I think when you're the best offensive player on the best offensive team in football, while your team is winning, whether you're a quarterback or a running back, and you're doing something historic, or you're on pace to do something historic, you definitely deserve a seat at the table. Now, I think it's Matthew Stafford's award to lose. I think Drake May is a strong number 2. I think with Stafford, though, he's been playing, like you mentioned, Drew, he's been playing at a different level. And I think this MVP will solidify him as a first ballot Hall of Famer. And I think this really puts him in a different category. You have the MVP in the Super Bowl, and especially being an MVP at this late stage of your career. We didn't even think he'd play the whole season because of his back situation in the summer. He comes out and he's just in a free flow, started hooping. Puka goes down. He's still playing high level football. I think Drake May is at number 2, but number 3, JT, man, the shit he's been doing this year has been incredible. Giving Daniel Jones a little bit of credit, he's been really good for them too. He's been steady. He's been a perfect Robin to the Batman that is Jonathan Taylor. But I think JT definitely deserves at least a seat at the table. If they got 3 guys that get to go to the award ceremony and they're the finalists, JT should be in it.
Yeah, I agree with you guys wholeheartedly. I mean, Stafford and Drake May are 1 and 2. The rest of the quarterbacks that were kind of in conversation a couple of weeks ago, I think Darnold was in it. I think Daniel Jones was in it some. I think they've both fallen off a little bit. Last couple of weeks, Seattle's just been crushing people, so Darnold hasn't done much. I think the last couple of weeks, Daniel Jones probably played his worst football these last 2 weeks, so he's definitely taken a step down, even though he was never, like number 1, number 2. And then when it comes to like the big guys, Lamar's been playing good, but he's just too banged up, or he has been banged up. I don't think he's going to have the counting stats, and plus he missed too many games. Josh is coming up a terrible loss, and Patrick Mahomes in here at 5 and 4, playing well, but not quite the level of Stafford and Drake May. So when you look at the rest of the candidates, it feels like it's a 3-man race right now. Jonathan Taylor feels like the odd man out just because it's a running back. What does he have to do? Paint me the picture where he wins MVP. Is it a
break the rushing
TDs, break the record, number 1 seed, and May and Stafford fall off? Because if May and Stafford continue to play at this level, they could both be number 1 seeds in their own right. So it feels like JT has to continue to do what he does, but plus you probably need to get a bit of a fall off from these other 2 guys.
I don't think Drake needs to fall off. And here's why I say this. Because Jonathan Taylor will have the number 1 seed in AFC. I think that right there, if he can get that with the rushing yards record, with the rushing TDs record, I think he'll have it over Drake. The question is Stafford. Because I think them being in the same conference, the Colts being an improbable story, just like the Colts and the Patriots have similar stories, and they're the improbable team that gets the number 1 seed. JT and the Colts are going to have a much better resume. So if JT cooks up against a lot, like he already has the 200-yard game over there in Europe and stuff like that. If he has, big time games against these big time teams where Drake only has like two big time performances, because we're counting the signature moments, I'll say. Drake has his signature moments against New England, against the Bills and Tampa Bay. JT's schedule's coming up is pretty tough. He could do that, lock up number 1 seed, has the rushing yards, rushing TD record. I think he'll be over Drake. The problem is Stafford. Stafford needs to fall off a good amount for JT to even have a chance, because they still might give Drake the quarterback bias.
That's tough, Riv. I think that's exactly right, though. The quarterback bias plays a huge part in this. And I think even still, if the Colts are the 1 seed and the Patriots fall a little bit short of that, the fact is that Drake May has been incredible and damn near perfect this entire season. And the primary reason why they are winning the games that they are. The defense, it has its moments and it's been really good. The competition hasn't been that great, but Drake is dealing with constant pressure. And there's very few quarterbacks right now that have dealt with pressure as well as Drake May has. His ability to get out and run as well is not the attribute that people talk about. And it's an elite trait of his. They talk about his ability to extend and get out there and throw on the run. They talk about his elite accuracy, his elite ball placement. And he's also elevating a group of wide receivers that have been underwhelming in years past because we haven't had the quarterback. But Joel, you and I have spoken about Kayshon Boutte for a couple of years now because he was highly recruited coming into the draft, but the injury kind of held him out. Drake May and him have a great rapport. Stephon Diggs last year, he fell off. This year, he got injured, to be fair. It's not that he fell off. He looked pretty solid before he went down to injury. But off the ACL, we didn't anticipate Stephon Diggs to look as clean as he has. And the rapport that he has with Hunter Henry, the rapport that he has with Pop Douglas, it doesn't matter. He's just spreading the wealth and the love to all of these guys. He trusts his receivers to make plays, and they are, to their credit. But Drake is putting them in position to succeed. And for that, I think regardless, if the Colts are the 1 seed and the Patriots are the 2 or the 3 seed, Drake has just played at such a high level that as much as I want to see Jonathan Taylor hoist that award up at the end of the year, because I'm always going to be pro skill position player, the way that Drake's playing right now, hell, he could steal it away from Stafford, who I think is having a slightly better season. Drake has just done it with a lesser supporting cast.
Drake May. Okay, I'm going to say something crazy. Drake May can enter Mahomes talks after this year. He has a chance to win MVP. We just went through the bracket.
That means he passes Lamar talks, right?
They have a chance to make the Super Bowl. It's a long shot. Like this, I'm not saying this is probable to happen. It's actually improbable. It is very unlikely to happen.
So why'd you say it?
But because there's a world, we're talking about it this episode. Drew laid out the path to him winning MVP. First year start or second year starting, but first full year starting, he wins MVP, just like Patrick Mahomes. Will he win the Super Bowl this year? Probably not. But his first year starting, Patrick Mahomes went to the AFC Championship game. Drake May could do that. So I'm not saying he's going to go on and win 3 chips in his first 6, 7 seasons, but he's going to have a chance to, really build up his resume early on. There's not going to be many people 2 years into their career who are going to have an MVP and an AFC Championship appearance. It's a long way to go. I'm saying through 2 years.
I get what you're saying now.
He will be, you know what I mean? Like, he'll be bar for bar. The thing is, after the second year is when Mahomes really started building. He's got a long way to go. But I'm just saying, there's a path he gets MVP. There's a path he beats Lamar, Josh in the playoffs on his way to an AFC Championship game. It's possible.
I get where you're coming from. Let me say that. At floor, I get where you're coming from. Insane statement.
Insane. Absurd.
He thought about it, though. He sat there and thought about it.
No, I said it. I was like, how do I say this without saying crazy, without sounding crazy?
Because in that statement there, Riv's right. You're indirectly saying he's past Lamar, he's past Allen, he's past Burrow, he's past Herbert, he's past.
Oh, when he wins MVP, he passed Herbert. Let's just cut that high and dry.
Okay, I mean, I think year 2 Herbert is equally as good as what we're seeing from Drake May.
I won't compare year 2. I'll compare him now to Drake May.
I can't do that because year 2 Herbert was 5,000 yards.
Drake May was in high school.
I understand that, but we're talking about year 2s, and that's where Dells is coming from.
Oh, okay. See what you're saying.
And I think that the best year 2 of all time is Patrick Mahomes, 50 touchdowns. Facts. I mean, AFC Championship. What a year that was for him. Mahomes talks is crazy. It can't be after this year, respectfully. Even with the MVP, even with an AFC Championship game, it can't happen until his junior year. If he goes out there in his 3rd year and he's top 3 MVP vote, the Patriots are again the number 1 seed. Now the Patriots actually go out there and get him a legit wide receiver 1, get him a right tackle, get him interior offensive lineman. Now we really start to build the case where, all right, now there's a foundation in place where he's not just throwing to C+, B-, B-level players. No, we're throwing to some heavy hitters. Now we can actually get some real stats where he's already putting up stats with some solid guys. Then it becomes a conversation. But where we stand right now, It's a crazy take, and I think that if Moran were here, he'd be losing his mind even more.
Well, I couldn't say if Moran was here. But no, I'm just saying the year 2 parallels would be there. You know what I mean? MVP.
They would be.
Breakout season, 1 seed, AFC Championship game. He has such a long way, and he's nowhere close to being Patrick Mahomes. I don't think he's the talent Patrick Mahomes is. It's just, I wouldn't surprise. After this year, you're going to see on Bleacher Report, ESPN, Drake May year 2, Patrick Mahomes year 2, MVP check, AFC Championship appearance check, and you're going to see all this shit. I'm just saying. It's
all right.
enough for him.
I'll keep it in mind. And I'll keep it in mind, and I'll give you your credit and praise if it works.
I'll put it in the back of my brain.
100%, I will do that.
Now, in 7 years.
No, even next year, I'll be like, yo, Dell said it first. That's all I'm saying. I got you.
Now, let's wrap up the show real quick. And let's talk about the Giants making the headlines today, firing their head coach, Brian Daboll. After 4 seasons of being their head coach, they decide to let him go. Had a 20-40-1 record as their head coach. Do you gentlemen believe that this was the right move by the New York Giants, or was this the New York Giants continuing to be who they've shown you to be, an incompetent franchise? Riv, I'll start with you.
It's funny because we had a ton of conversations over the summer about, Daboll drafting a quarterback and them bringing in Russ, and this was kind of going to dictate, what he was, if he was going to keep his job. And I think we come out of this stretch thinking the Giants have been okay. Like we thought they looked much worse than what they actually have been. They have a signature win against the Eagles. They went down to the wire with Chicago. I think Jackson Dart has impressed in his couple games played. Cam Scatterbo has looked really good. We saw Neighbors on a really high trajectory. Unfortunately, he went out with the ACL. It looked like it was some good thing. Brian Burns has been one of the best defensive players in football this year. I think that's been a plus. So they've had some good things going for them. Brian Daboll, after the deadline kind of threw me off. I thought if you were going to fire him, I think he deserves the respect to fire him in the offseason. I really don't know if you're going to get a better option. I think Daboll is a really good coach. I think he's dealt a bad hand. The Giants team is not good. I thought maybe you could have got him one more year just because of how Jackson Dart has played. And you thought, all right, if Jackson Dart maybe plays instead of Russ early in the year, what does the team look like? Does the team look a little bit better? I think so. I think next year you're going and thinking Dart can be really good if we just plug a little bit more weapons around him, continue to build this team. I thought Daboll would get one more year. Definitely shocked. I think it's a bad move. I think it also depends on who they bring in to replace Daboll, because if they don't bring in somebody just as good, maybe an offensive mind, I think that's where you have the trouble of the grass isn't always greener. But I would have waited. I don't like the move, but until I see them bring somebody else in, I'm not going to overly judge it. I just think you should have waited to the end of the season.
It's crazy. These teams could be worth multi-billion dollars, and we see shit before they do. We all came up here and said after the draft, like, Jackson Dart, no, I was definitely skeptical of the pick. He's looked great, so I was probably wrong. But it was always, what? You're keeping Daboll and Shane, and you're taking Dart in a season that's probably not going to go good for you. Are you like, what's the plan here, right? Because it doesn't feel like sorry, I'm watching Will Shipley catch the ball, go down the sideline. It doesn't seem like Brian Daboll is going to be able to win enough this season to save his job. So are you going to draft Jackson Dart, Brian Daboll's guy, just to fire him the next season? And it's exactly what they did. And it's like, what's the point of all of this, right? Like, and Jackson Dart's look great. So the next head coach you hire is obviously going to be in on Jackson Dart. You're not going to hire the coach and be like, no, I don't like him. It's weird they're keeping Joe Shane, because I look at them too, and I would rather have Daboll as my head coach than Shane as my general manager.
Easily. Jackson
Dart was Brian Daboll's pick. And if you go through Joe Shane's history in terms of free agency, his history in terms of the drafts, he said on a couple guys, right? Like Malik Neighbors has looked good. But I mean, more often than not, it's been disasters in terms of day 1 and day 2 and day 3 picks. I mean, his first draft, you could basically throw all of them out. Like his second draft, you could throw basically everyone except 1 or 2 players out. It has been a bit of a disaster in terms of drafting. His free agency decisions, like what's been his marquee free agent pickup? There was like, wow, he hit a home run there.
Javon Holland.
Okay.
Brian Burns. That matters.
That was a great trade.
Great trade.
And then in the same breath, it's like you got Holland because you let X walk. We know the Saquon situation. So it's just, I look at Joe Shane as a bigger problem than Daboll. But Rib's right. It depends who you hire. Because if you go out there and you hire Clint Kubiak, I'm with it. You go out there, you hire Jesse Minter. I don't love defensive minded, but he's a young coach who understands where the NFL is going. I don't mind it. But some of the names we're hearing from Ian Rappaport and some of these sources is Steve Spagnuolo. It's Antonio Pierce. It's Lane Kiffin. It's just names that do not get me excited whatsoever. And this could all be smoke, right? They're not going to hire anyone for another 3, 4, 5 months. But it all comes down to who you hire. If you go out there and you hire Steve Spagnuolo as your head coach, this is a huge issue. If you go out there and you make, you do your due diligence and you hire some guys that are more well-regarded, no disrespect to Spags, because he's one of the best defensive-minded coaches, one of the best DCs. It's just, we know how it works at head coach. It's not going to work. It ends up who you pick, right? If you pick the right head coach, a guy that has some upside, I love it. But now you're working with Joe Shane, a different GM, who's going to hire a different coach. More likely than not, Joe Shane's going to get fired before the head coach. Now you're going to hire a new GM and keep the coach. You're going to fire both of them. I just never like it when teams go, we keep the GM, but we fire the coach, or vice versa. 9 times out of 10, it doesn't work out. These coaches have to be together. They have to look at the roster together. They can't feel like, oh, I have to handpick my coach, but my coach can handpick my G. There's usually just too much that goes on that's involved. Brian Daboll is far from perfect, right? 4 games this season, led by 10 in the fourth quarter, and they blew all those games. But I look at the way Jackson Dart's developed. I look at the way this offense goes without Scatterbo, without Malik Neighbors, and it's hard for me to point the finger at Brian Daboll and be like, that guy's the issue. I think the talent on the roster is number one issue. I think the defensive coordinator is an issue. I think GM is an issue. But Brian Daboll right now would not be top of my list in terms of guys I would fire.
I've heard a lot of talk from Giants fans that they're very happy about this. And I can say I understand to a certain degree. You've lost a lot of seasons in a row. You made the playoffs in 2022. That was fun. That was really great. One of the more improbable playoff runs that we have in recent memory, because the Giants weren't supposed to be good. They end up winning a playoff game against a 13-win team. Giants fans will always have that. But since then, it's been nothing but misery. And they blame Brian Daboll to a certain degree because of his late game management and his lack of poise. I can hear that. The lack of poise that he shows on the sideline, where he's losing his mind on his players. I like accountability. So me personally, I don't mind an old school type of a head coach. I think that's exactly what Brian Daboll is. But shout out to Charles. Charles came to me and he spoke to me about it. And I thought he gave a good example. You look at the Lions and you look at Dan Campbell. Dan Campbell's one of those nutcases in his own right. But you never see him lose his cool on the sideline. In practice, he's very animated. He's very charismatic. He wants the most out of his players. He's a player's coach. Number one, more than anything, that's a player's coach. But on game day, he makes risky calls. He's going out there and he's calling plays now that we see a change of pace against the Commanders. But he never loses his cool. Even in moments where his players mess up, he never doesn't look professional. And I think that when you look at Daboll, that's something that you can look at and say, you know what, Daboll, that's something that you could be better at. You could be better at managing these late game situations as well. Like this game versus the Chicago Bears. Do I blame him fully for this one? I don't. Jackson Dart and you have had great rapport. Jackson was doing a great job against that Bears defense. He gets injured. Russ gets in. Russ has a conversation for worst quarterback in the National Football League, including backups. He can't do a damn thing. You end up blowing the game. You mentioned defensive coordinator. I agree. I think the defense is a huge issue. The problem with that is Daboll brought him in. So that's another thing where, hey, if we want to be fair and just, that's a mistake by Daboll. He's the one that brought him in the first place. But I can't help but agree with you guys. He's not the guy that I'm looking at and I'm pointing the finger. If you're going to go ahead and get rid of him, fine. Stay consistent. Get rid of Shane too, because it's not Daboll's fault that Malik Neighbors had a freak injury and tore his ACL. It's not his fault that Cam Scatterbo, who Daboll liked a lot, goes ahead and has a freak injury and breaks his ankle. Andrew Thomas, the last couple of years, it's not Daboll's fault that he's incapable to stay on the football field, and it's one of the worst offensive lines in the league. This year, thank God, Andrew Thomas has been healthy, and we see the impact he makes, obviously. But when he's off the field, this isn't a real Giants offensive line. The defense has been a major concern. The defensive line's been really good, but the secondary's been banged up. You mentioned draft picks. Tyler Nubin's the first one that comes to mind. I think that's an obvious standout for me in terms of draft picks that Shane's had. But you're right. Other than that, you have Malik, you have Scatterbo. I give you Dart, but Dart was really Daboll's guy. And Tyler
Abdul
Nubin.
Carter.
Yeah, Abdul Carter does
like
count.
when you're like a top 3 pick. It's like
Exactly.
It's hard.
Like,
I don't even think Malik Neighbors counts. He was like a can't miss wide receiver, man.
It's true. But wide receivers sometimes bust in the early round. I mean, defensive players also bust. It's fair, but Abdul felt like one of those can't miss players. So I agree with you guys for a majority. But I felt as if I'm fine with it. Fire Daboll, but fire Joe Shane too, because it's not Daboll's fault that his guys, what he was really passionate about in the moves that he made this offseason. You get me Dart, you get me Scatterbo, I can make things happen. People are trying to say, well, it's his fault for naming Russ the backup. This is where we're stooping to? We're stooping to talking about naming backup quarterbacks? Jameis is fun. Don't get me wrong. I love watching him play. He's not that good either. So either which way you shake it, your best option was Dart. And shout out to Daboll because he saw it and he called his shot, and Dart was in there bawling. He was hooping. The one thing where I can say, Daboll, you bugged out, was the way that he handled Dart's injuries. And that's where the lack of professionalism, for me, it cost him his job. And that's where I'm okay with it. Because you put Dart in a position that your job was on the line if he played well or not, and that's unfair to you, whether you like it or not. But you put him in a position to get hurt. And that's where you had malpractice. You had a lack of professionalism. And for me, I'm fine with the Giants moving off from him in that regard. But if you're going to move off, man, clean house. You're the Giants. Do something else. Get rid of them. Bring in something new. Bring in new philosophies. Bring in some new minds. Because clearly the minds that you have in place right now haven't been doing it. But Riv, you said something that was right. The Giants have moments where they've played a lot better than when we anticipated. Jackson Dart came in a lot sooner than a lot anticipated, and he played a hell of a lot better than a lot of guys guessed. And he's been one of the stars of this season, one of the best stars that the rookie class has had. And I think that he's on pace to be the offensive rookie of the year so long as he stays on that field. But you needed to keep the two of them together at least to finish his rookie season, because I think that would have been beneficial to Dart's development. But with the way that he handled his injuries, I may not even feel that confident of saying that in its own right. But I just don't know if I can just trust anything the Giants can do, truthfully. That's where my head's at. They've just been such an inept franchise for so long that I'm just left with a sour taste.
Yep.
All right. Well, you know what, guys? That's going to do it for this episode of the Pick a Side podcast. Episode 529, if I'm not mistaken. Man, these episodes are flying by. But if you want to support us on our other socials, follow us on Twitter at Pick a Side Pod, on Instagram and TikTok at the Pick a Side Podcast. Follow us on Facebook. We're on Facebook there too, Pick a Side Podcast. But we appreciate you guys tuning in, and we'll see you guys next time.